Welcome to this exclusive presentation of live area football coverage on KNIA KRLS and streaming live at KNIAKRLS.com and the free KNIA KRLS app.
Meyer hands it off to Pollock. He breaks the tackle, fights towards the goal line, and in! Touchdown, Pella!
Picked off at the 34-yard line. Two receivers in the area, and he split them, and it's picked off by Norwalk, who has all the momentum in this game right now.
And here is the pitch out. That goes to Hayden Jones, trying to find running to the 5, pops a hole, touchdown Knoxville. The Panthers get on the board early on.
Kekmarinsky, he's got a little base, he's going 5, diving, he's in. We're going to get a spot, touchdown, Kekmarinsky.
We'll get you ready for all of tonight's action with the radio pregame show, bring you score updates from around the area, and bring you all the exciting action of South Central Iowa high school football. Now let's head to the field and inside the radio broadcast booth.
And Brady Schmidt.
And a pleasant good evening to you from Norwalk, Iowa, for Week 5 of the high school football season already here on KNIAKRLS.com. I'm Mike Effner along with Chris Larson, and we've got a homecoming game tonight. We've got fall football weather. It definitely feels like fall. Temps in the low to mid-50s. It's damp. It's drizzly. Kind of like it.
It feels like football, right? And you want to be rolling into this time of year with a nice 3-1 record for the Warriors starting district play. It's homecoming. There's a chill in the air. It just feels like football.
And welcome to the Southtown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram radio pregame show here on KNIAKRLS.com. Buying your next new or used vehicle is simple with Southtown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Indianola. Visit SouthtownCDJ.com, calculate your monthly payment, then schedule a time.
Environmental Club, yearbook, and is a member of the National Honor Society. Samantha's future plans are to attend a 4-year college to study optometry. Jackson is the son of Jason and Ann Campbell. He's a member of the football, track, and baseball team. His future plans are undecided this time. Ladies and gentlemen, Samantha Agar and Jackson Campbell. Next we have Maria Morrow and Joey Gabronson. Maria is the daughter of Steve Michelle Morrow. She's been a football manager for 4 years. Next fall, Maria plans to attend DMAC and enter the nursing program. Joey is the son of Joe and Stephanie Gabronson. He is involved in the marching band, show choir combo. Next fall, Joey would like to attend the University of Iowa. Ladies and gentlemen, Maria Morrow and Joey Gabronson. Our final senior court of royalty is Kyla Trin and J.C. Hudson and Zadie Wadley. Kyla is the daughter of Fook Trin and Carrie Bertisil. Next fall, Kyla will attend the University of Iowa for their nursing program. JC is the son of Barty and Alicia Hudson. He's involved in track. JC has lettered 3 times in track, with placing 14th in state in the 400 meters. JC plans to study after high school psychology and medicine and continue his track career. Zadie is the daughter of Rob and Kathy Wadley. She's a member of the softball team. Zadie would like to study medicine in college. Ladies and gentlemen, Kyla Trin, J.C. Hudson, and Zadie Wadley. And now your 2022 homecoming king and queen, Chloe Martin and Maddox Borshering Johnson. Chloe is the daughter of Jonathan and Miranda Martin. She's a member of the cross country and track teams and is active in show choir, band, dance marathon, large group speech, student council, and the National Honor Society. After high school, Chloe would like to study design or public relations. Maddox is the son of Jenny Borshering Johnson and Clifton Johnson. He is a member of the football, wrestling, and track teams. Maddox will continue his academic and football career at the University of Iowa. Ladies and gentlemen, Maddox Borshering Johnson and Chloe Martin. Once again, please put your hands together one last time for Norwalk's 2022 King and Queen and Court of Royalty. Thank you.
Dodge Jeep Ram Radio pregame show here on KNIAKRLS.com. Mike Effner along with Chris Larson getting ready for this homecoming matchup tonight. The Norwalk Warriors going to open up district play against the Boone Toreadors. Norwalk comes in 3-1. Boone is 0-4. But a gauntlet of teams ahead as you look ahead. You mentioned next week it's at Indianola for their homecoming. And maybe a little bit of a break in the schedule with Perry, but then you end up with Bondurant, Farrar, and Carlisle. I'm not sure the order of those two. But
I think Carlisle's first, then Bondurant.
I think you're right. So those two teams play tonight, so that'll be very interesting to see how that one comes out. And we've talked about it before. This is a tough district.
Absolutely, and again, you're now at halftime of tonight's game. We will be halfway through the regular season, and obviously with the main part of our season left being all our district games. You control your own destiny. We can sit and talk about how good all four of the teams are in our district, but the truth be told is the only way you're going to guarantee a spot in the playoffs is to get one of those top two spots.
Yeah, right now Norwalk sitting pretty good with their RPI,
Yep.
which could come into play down the road. You hope it's just they get one of those automatic spots.
So it'll just be really fun, not just to see how Norwalk does against each of them, but to keep track of how the other teams do against each other as well.
Yeah, just definitely glad we're into the district season here. We'll be doing a lot more scoreboard watching now. I think that by this time of the year, you kind of have a good idea of who's pretty good and who's not. And we feel like Norwalk's pretty good from watching them so far this year. So we'll take another break here on KNIAKRLS.com. We'll be back with more of the Southtown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Radio pregame show right after this.
At Holland Farms Senior Living in Norwalk, their goal is for every resident to make Holland Farms their home for years to come by offering services in 3 distinct residential options: carefree living, assisted living, and memory care. Holland Farms can gladly serve the needs of all who reside in their community. Holland Farms Senior Living opened its doors in May of 2021 and is conveniently located at 2800 Sunset Drive, right next to Elizabeth Holland Park. If you are interested in learning more about Norwalk's newest senior living community and would like to schedule a tour, simply visit hollandfarmsliving.com.
What are we having? Chicken or chicken? The Chicken is a classic roadhouse joint in the Des Moines metro area just south of the Highway 5 bypass in what was once Orilla, Iowa. Located right off the Great Western Bike Trail, it's the perfect stop mid-ride. Their menu has something for everyone, serving southern chicken specialties like broasted chicken, the hot chicken sundae, and Nashville hot chicken, as well as more classic favorites including several burgers, pizza, salads, and sandwiches. Check out their menu at thechickenorilla.com, unless you're chicken.
And welcome back here to Norwalk. Get about a half hour away from kickoff here on homecoming night. Warriors getting ready to take on Boone. And right now we're going to play a football Friday night feature for you. So our own Spencer Dirks has doing a 2-part interview with BC Moore, who is the mathematical wizard that's in charge of your rankings, the rankings that we use. You've probably heard of him. He has calculations that do predictions on every game out there and every sport imaginable. So this is part 1 of a 2-part interview with BC Moore.
I want to hear this.
At least 1,000 times in the past 10 years. Just in that 2-hour show.
According to BC Moore, and according to BC Moore, according to BC Moore, you could say I'm a little obsessed. BCMoreRankings.com helps me do this show each and every week. District standings, pick'em games, top 10 teams, it all comes from BCMoreRankings.com. And this year we've begun using his rankings as our official rankings. And it got me thinking, who the heck is BC Moore? Well, he graduated from Iowa State with a major in mathematics and minors in statistics and finance, which makes a lot of sense. Currently, he's the IT manager for the city of Ames after working at Iowa State for about 25 years. His name is Brent Moore. We'll get to where the C comes from in a minute. He played high school football, and he's a high school football fan, which is where this all started back in 2001.
My hometown team was Manning High School, Western Iowa, and we went to the Class A championship game. The team did. I was graduated maybe 5 or 6 years before that. I don't know, maybe it was more like 9. Anyway, the Manning High School was undefeated, and the team we were going against, Hubbard Radcliffe, had 2 losses. So going to the game, I thought, oh, we're going to win, right? Well, we didn't win. We lost. After that, I really wondered, was those 2 losses really important? Was that team actually better? Or, there's some randomness too. Every game, you don't really know what's going to happen. The next year, I was reading an article about NFL spreads for the game margins being high. This was the time of St. Louis Rams and Kurt Warner, quarterback. And in the article, they talked about regression as a way to predict sports outcomes. And this is a college-level type concept in statistics, and I was familiar with it, and I thought I could do that for Iowa high school football and then answer that question I had long ago. And I did find the answer. Manning was about a 17-point favorite, and clearly that game, the underdog won.
I love that. He went about trying to prove that Hubbard Radcliffe was the better team.
Fall is here, and you know what that means? The leaves are falling, the temperatures are falling, and even the prices at Great Young Chevrolet in Norwalk are falling. Looking for a good SUV or crossover? Great Young Chevrolet in Norwalk has them starting as low as $12,488. Or what about a great used pickup starting as low as $12,975? Great Young Chevrolet also has an extensive line of new vehicles with thousands to choose from, so check them out at gychevynorwalk.com or stop by the dealership at 2501 Sunset Drive in Norwalk and allow Great Young Chevrolet to go the extra mile for you this fall.
Hey, Norwalk fans, with our home shopping extravaganza coming up, you can save big money on items from many local businesses like Villaggio Italian Restaurant, Bellflower Floral and Gifts, El Maya Mexican Restaurant, Club Thread Boutique, and Wynn's Pizza and Steakhouse. You'll be able to save 30, 40, or even 50% off retail prices from those businesses and many more. You can check out the full list at KNIAKRLS.com and get ready to save September 27th through the 29th with the home shopping extravaganza on KNIA and KRLS. The award-winning Jeremy Dingaman Concrete Football Friday Night Radio Preview Show gets you set for all the local action every Friday night. Join myself, Spencer Dirks, and Nathan Sage for a full breakdown of the matchups for all of our local schools from 4:30 to 6:30. We'll have previews from all of our broadcasts, go around the district, present our player profile and football Friday night feature, pick the winners, and a lot more. Join us every Friday from 4:30 to 6:30 on the one to count on for today's local sports, KNIA, Knoxville, Indianola.
Find out what your school's coach thinks of this week's high school sports action during the Hy-Vee Radio Coaches Corner. Every Saturday morning starting at 9, hear from our local football, volleyball, and cross-country coaches on how their team did and what they have coming up. We'll take a look around the world of Indianola, Knoxville, Norwalk, Pleasantville, and Melcher Dallas sports each Saturday at 9 a.m. during the Hy-Vee Radio Coaches Corner on the one to count on for today's local sports coverage, KNIA, Knoxville, Indianola.
And welcome back to the Southtown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Radio pregame show on KNIAKRLS.com. Just about 28 minutes until kickoff here on a damp, drizzly, cool night in Norwalk as the Warriors get set to open district play against Boone. And we're listening there to that interview with BC Moore. I think our interview got cut off or something there. Not sure what happened, but very interesting to talk about BC Moore and what he does. I mean, he's a mathematical wizard, basically.
Yeah, it's been fun. I was interested that he said it started in 2001, because I remember about that time. First time I think I ever ran into BC Moore, and you probably remember this day, would have been when we made the state tournament, our first time in 2003. And somebody told me about this metric to kind of compare yourself to some of these other schools when we were down there. or as we were preparing for it, and then I used it so much just to help. Sometimes it helps you kind of rate your success throughout the year. And, I will say, playing in the Little Hawkeye Conference, I'm sure you had this experience too in the Hawkeye 10. Sometimes it would help be a good reminder that when 6 of the 8 teams were in the top 15 teams in BC Moore, it'd make you to remember, just worry about getting better. Don't just look at your record.
Yeah, it's there's a lot of rankings you can look at out there. You got your Associated Press rankings. I think the Gazette does their own rankings. Yep. The Register used to do one, I know, every week. And then BC Moore, Radio Iowa comes to mind as another one. So a lot of places you can look, but I'm not sure any of them put as many numbers and algorithms into it as BC Moore.
Well, I can tell you that this year for basketball, they're going to have some state association rankings similar to the girls. And one of the things that they discussed is BC Moore using that metric as a part of that. And I think anyone who is trying to rank any high school sports, if you're not using that metric, you're probably not doing fair justice to the job.
Yeah, it's a very complicated system, but a very thorough, and it does a great job of comparing and contrasting teams. And you don't just see where you're ranked if you're in the top 10. If you're on the bottom 10, you kind of see where you are as well.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I want to just point this out to you because I thought you'd think it was kind of cool. Right now, Mr. October is on the big screen, saying a little message to our former activities director, Mr. Lammers. So he is a huge Yankee fan, and this is his last. He's retired as of September 30th, so this is his last football game. And you can see Mr. October, Reggie Jackson. They were able to hunt him down, and he gave a little video message that he's sharing on the board. So.
Yeah, I see that now. I can't hear it very well, but that's pretty awesome. I'm sure Al is thrilled to see that.
Well, I hope he was, and I know Al, doesn't like a lot of attention for all the good work he's done. But also props to Josh Toby, who's the new AD, who I know did all the legwork behind getting this, which hopefully it's a special moment for Coach Lammers. Those athletic directors put in so much time and don't get a lot, if any, of the glory. And you look at Norwalk sports and all the success we've had over the past 15 years, and he's been at the head of all that.
And I'm guessing Josh Toby was maybe equally as thrilled just being able to reach out and make this interview happen, or this statement on the board happen. And Reggie's been on there quite a while.
So it's a full message, doesn't it? It's not like he's just going through the motions. So I'm sure it's pretty special for Mr. Lammers, and good work out of him, much deserved.
Like he's known him all his life.
Right. So. I don't know. Social media is kind of a weird. Who would think our pregame show comes down to a computer algorithm and then like messages from across the country?
And Mr. October on the video board. It's getting close to October. Right? It feels like October. Yeah, Major League Baseball season's getting down there towards the end, so we'll have playoffs soon. If you're a Royals fan like me, that doesn't really matter right now.
With the Cubs, but, I'm right alongside.
We'll be watching from the couch, but
Still fun stuff, right?
Get him next year, I guess.
That's right. That's right. There's always next year.
So we're going to hear from Norwalk coach Paul Patterson, his pregame interview this week. He's talked about several things about really focusing in on cleaning things up this week. We'll take a short break before we do that, though. We'll be back with more of the Southtown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram radio pregame show right after this on KNIAKRLS.com.
Bellflower Florist and Gifts in Norwalk is your neighborhood floral and gift shop that offers exceptional quality, service, and design for all your floral needs. So when it comes to those festive fall decorations, homecoming corsages, and holiday centerpieces, think Bellflower Florist and Gifts in Norwalk. Visit them online at bellfloristandgifts.com or stop into their location at 2251 Sunset Drive, Suite C in Norwalk, and let the experts at Bellflower Florist and Gifts help make this year's fall a little more fun by being a little more festive.
El Dorado Mexican Restaurant and Grill in Norwalk prides themselves on serving delicious, genuine Mexican cuisine at quality prices. Proud supporters of Norwalk High School athletics, El Dorado Mexican Restaurant and Grill has been serving the Norwalk community at their current location for the past 2 years, and they
Take a pic. Yeah, he's got you on the internal. He's wrong.
Both of us run the ball enough that no matter what happens, well, now we might jinx it, but we should be good. That game last week lasted a really, really long time.
Yeah, maybe I overdid it there with 3 hours and 50 minutes, but
it was almost 3 hours. I mean, a full 3 hours. So we're going to do our best not to make sure that we are here that long on Friday night. We're going to try and run the ball a little bit more than maybe last week's opponent did.
What are some things on film about the Toreadors you've noticed that, could present some challenges?
Well, we need to make sure we tackle. We've got to be very sound in our gaps. We need to take advantage of putting them in second and long situations, which means we've got to win first down. And can we create some turnovers? They have not turned the ball over a ton this year, and can we get them to do that? That's the first. The second would be, can we limit any effectiveness that they have on special teams, and then at the same time, can we create some big plays for us on special teams, especially in the return game? Can we get that done, or even create a little bit of a spark, maybe with a big punt return or a punt block, and then without running into the punter? And then can we offensively take advantage of some of the softer coverage that we've seen, and can we get to our 100-yard goal for the week and see what we can do offensively there?
Okay, so you've kind of got the gauntlet coming up after this week. 3 of your last 4 opponents are, teams that made the playoffs last year, teams that expect to be back in there, or at least in the hunt again this year. So is there kind of a lot of fine tuning, things you want to really work on this week too, that just to get sharper?
For sure, and the very first thing is making sure that we clean up our mental mistakes. We're going to have a tough time avoiding all holding calls or even sometimes a pass interference and things like that, but we can for surely take care of false starts. We can take care of unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. We can take care of late hits. Those are the things that we can clean up from a penalty side. So that's number one. Number two, I think we can clean up our turnovers from the standpoint of not taking chances. And I think sometimes we try to make a play and try to extend things just a little too much, where we can maybe eat it, see another down and start moving forward that way. So those two are really the biggest things. And then the last one, which is the one that I talked to our guys about at the beginning of the week, is can we come out and play to our potential at the beginning of a game and remain consistent all the way through? That's something that we've got to, great football teams can get it done. And if we want to be a great football team, we've got to be able to do it.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to not look at the opponent's record so much, just, focus on you and treat it as a very worthy opponent.
100%. And this is, the one thing that we talked about this week was it shouldn't matter if we're playing Lewis Central or if we're not playing Lewis. I mean, whoever our opponent is, can we play our best football regardless of who it is? And if we can do that, then we like our chances most Friday nights.
All right, Coach, again, thanks for joining us on our pregame show tonight on KNIAKRLS.com. Look forward to talking to you again after a victory.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
At Harvey's Automotive and Machine in Norwalk, your CarQuest Auto Parts team members are here to ensure you get the right parts the first time. Their stores offer a variety of free services and convenient hours to help make your life easier and your driving experience as smooth as possible. At Harvey's Automotive, customer service is driven by independent owners who are passionate about delivering excellence in everything they do. Harvey's Automotive is also a proud supporter of Norwalk High School Athletics, and they would like to wish the Warriors good luck this fall.
Little Hands Big Dreams Child Development and Preschool is an award-winning family-owned child care facility located in the heart of Norwalk. Little Hands Big Dreams was recently voted Warren County and Norwalk's favorite daycare, offering care and classes for infants to school-age children. Little Hands Big Dreams has been a fixture in the Norwalk community for more than a decade and prides themselves on being a home away from home for many children. LHBD was built on a foundation of love, dedication, and an incredible knowledge of early childhood education under the guidance of owner and director Mary Furden and her husband Brian. Little Hands Big Dreams, also open in Indianola.
Mahalo's Coffee, Mini Donuts, and Catering is a proud award-winning coffee and donut shop located off Sunset Drive in Norwalk. Mahalo's prides themselves on serving pure Hawaiian coffee and gourmet mini donuts, as well as providing live event catering and party trays for any big event. Mahalo's is also a proud supporter of Norwalk High School Athletics, and they would like to take time to wish all the Warrior student athletes and teams good luck throughout the school year. Remax Precision of Norwalk is ready to help lead the search for your next home. Remax Precision is a premier upscale real estate firm specializing in new construction, residential, and commercial real estate in central Iowa. Their mission is to provide a better type of service for both the realtor and clientele through the use of technology, agent experience, and exceptional market knowledge. Contact Remax Precision today at 515-201-4203. Remax Precision of Norwalk is also a proud supporter of Norwalk High School athletics, and they want to wish the Warrior student athletes and teams an outstanding school year. Unity Point Clinic Norwalk provides family medicine for people of all ages in Norwalk and the surrounding area. Conveniently located at 801 Colonial Circle and open Monday through Friday, 7:30 to 5:30, and Fridays, 7:30 to 5. Unity Point Clinic Norwalk can provide a variety of services for your physical, emotional, and mental health needs, such as routine checkups, immunizations, annual physical exams, and other preventative care. Their board-certified providers can also care for injuries, acute medical conditions, and chronic diseases. When it comes to your health, trust the professionals at Unity Point Clinic Norwalk.
The cold weather is coming, and before you know it, you'll be wondering where to take your vehicle when it's not starting, running properly, or just being annoying. When it comes to servicing your vehicle, think Southtown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Indianola. Stop in before the cold arrives and make sure your vehicle's prepared for the winter ahead. They have a team of qualified service technicians who are standing by, ready to help with any of your service-related needs. So before it's too cold, stop into Southtown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of Indianola to get your vehicle serviced now.
Know what decisions are being made at local school board sessions, Board of Supervisors meetings, and City Council meetings by listening to KNIA News. Our award-winning news staff will bring you information from your elected officials and decision makers, as well as heartfelt feature stories, weather coverage, and more. If you miss it on air, find it all on KNIA-KRLS.com. The one to count on for today's local news is KNIA Knoxville.
And 4. We'll start with the offensive line, and we just got numbers and positions and names and grades here. No heights or weights. Left tackle's number 64, Jesse Murray, a junior. And then across the way, you've got number 60, Jackson Goody, a senior. At center, 65, Jake Mormon, a junior. 77 is the right guard, Lucas Thompson, a junior. And the right tackle's number 62, Jake Heitschuh, a senior. Quarterback. What's that?
I said, God bless you.
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to take you off.
No,
your game,
that's good.
It was too easy.
Look at the quarterback position. Number 2, Jake Judge, a senior. Running back, Landon Davis, number 22, a senior. And then the receivers, you've got number 19, Easton Klein, a senior. Number 21, Ashton Tilgus, a senior. Here I go again. Number 88, Janub Yole, a senior. And then number 4, Vinny Hayes, also a senior. Now we take a look at the varsity starting defense for Boone tonight. We're missing one guy in here, the Sam linebacker. Nobody was listed, so
we'll call him Sam.
Yeah, we'll go with Sam. But starting up front at the on the defensive line, looks like a 4-3 here. Number 10, Connor Carroll, a senior, and then at the nose, 51, Noah Roach, a senior. Defensive tackle, 64, Jesse Murray, a junior. And then there's Jake Heitschuh again, number 62, a senior. The linebackers, we've got 2 of them here. The Will is number 2, Jake Judge, a senior. And number 11 is your Mike linebacker, Ethan Sproul, a junior. And then the Rover, or strong safety, whatever you want to call him, looks like number 5, Christian Ingram, a junior. Free safety, number 9, Lucas Boucher, a sophomore. And then the corners, number 19, Easton Klein, senior, and number 4, Vinny Hayes, a senior. So several guys going both ways tonight for the Toreadors.
Yeah, obviously this helps a little bit in the conditions that they probably won't get quite as worn down. But just from a size aspect, playing both ways and then getting kind of having to go against the physicality of both sides of the Norwalk ball is probably going to cause a lot of trouble for Boone.
And now we take a look at the starting lineups for your Norwalk Warriors tonight, starting again with the offensive line from left to right. At left tackle, number 78, Noah Mulford, 6'1", 280, a senior. Left guard, 60, Jacob Schiller, 6'5", 255, a senior. The center, number 65, Carter Eden, a sophomore, missing his height and weight tonight, unable to track that down. The right guard is number 77, Ben Lidke, 6'5", 300, a senior. The right tackle, 69, Zach Sexton, 6'2", 210, a junior. Quarterback, of course, number 9, Landon Hookstein, one of the top passers in Class 4A, 6'4", 200, a senior. The running back, number 27, Dominic Tigner, 5'7", 175, a sophomore. And then that talented core of receivers, number 11, Dylan Rank, 6'3", 185, senior. Number 12, Braden Carlson, 6'4", 180, a senior. Number 5, Jackson Campbell, 6'1", 170, a senior. And number 20, Skylar Olson, 6'1", 165, a senior. And we'll see plenty of number 7, Kayla Rodman, in there as well. And now we take a look at the defense for Norwalk tonight. Some big boys up front there, starting with number 56, Maddox Borcherding Johnson, 6'3", 290, a senior. They've got Cole Johnson listed at the nose. I think Maddox will play some there as well. Cole is a 6'1", 195-pound senior. And then Colton Borcherding Johnson, number 55, 6'1", 260, a sophomore. Linebacking crew, it's a talented one. Will Clark having a phenomenal start to the season. I think he's got 5 sacks and 8 tackles for loss already. Leads the team in total tackles as well. Number 32, he's 5'9", 180, a junior. Also on the outside, DJ Harris, 34, 6'1", 205, a senior. And then the other linebackers, 53, Tristan Tuttle, 6', 215, a senior. And 44, Harrison Tripp, 6'2", 200, a sophomore. Safeties, number 6, Chase Borchard, 5'10", 180, a junior. And another junior, number 10, Isaac Sutcliffe, 5'11", 175. And your corners, number 4, Caden Borcharding Johnson, the third brother of the 3 in that starting lineup, 6'2", 160, a sophomore. And number 8, Caden Tompkins, 5'7", 160, a senior. On special teams, kickoffs, we think number 84, Tim Korselman, may handle those duties again tonight. Your place kicker, number 1, Gabe Johnson, a senior, and then Landon Hookstein handling the punting.
Got through them all. Nice work.
Yeah, I need a drink of that big Polar Pop you got over there.
No, it's just a little water, though.
Okay.
Just a little ice water. Speaking of starting lineups, it is homecoming, and you brought up Maddox Borcherding Johnson. He's the homecoming king.
I did not know that.
Along with our queen, Chloe Martin. But I think it's also nice to put that starting lineup out there. The other attendees that were nominated were Samantha Agard, good volleyball player. Chloe obviously won. Maddie Morrow, Kayla Trin, and Zadie Waddle. And Wadley, sorry, obviously.
Yes,
Zadie
I was going to correct you.
Softball season. And then J.C. Hudson, really good track runner. Joey Gilbronson, and then Jackson Campbell, who we talk about a lot on Friday nights as well, were the other nominees. So always fun on homecoming week, and I wanted to give a special shout out to those seniors, and it sounded like they had a great week. I know Chloe and Maddox came and visited the elementary schools and kind of walked through and slapped fives, and you should see all the little kids just with starry-eyed thinking of their days. And so hopefully all the kids had a good week, and thanks to all the adults who made homecoming week fun.
That's awesome. When a 6'3", 290-pound former future Iowa Hawkeye comes through the halls in a school, an elementary school, I'm sure they are a little starry-eyed.
They were loving every minute of it. They as they were walking into school, they're like, "Are they here yet? Are they here yet?" And I'm like, "It's going to be 8:15, so give me a second, kids." But thanks to those guys, and like I said, just everybody at the high school, whether it be Principal Basinger or Marla Franham, Tom Scallon, and Katie Flatness and Josh Toby in the activities office. They just did a wonderful job this week, and I know all of our students at Norwalk had a lot of fun.
Yeah, so it sounds like it's been a great homecoming week so far at Norwalk. Now we're down to the game and maybe the dance tomorrow night?
Yeah, you got a little dance tomorrow night. But I liked what Coach Patterson said. Sometimes little things like this, though, it's homecoming week. There's a lot of chance for distraction. I think we're going to get a good feel for maybe how this team's going to move forward. We have some really great senior leadership. I want to see tonight if there's no distraction, if it's tunnel vision on the game and knowing that they got to go out there and take care of business.
Yeah, you hope to see that tonight. You know, you kind of feel like Norwalk hasn't quite put it all together yet. There's always been something, you know, turnovers or penalties. It'd be nice to see that tonight, to come out hot and stay that way. Excuse me, got a little tickle in my throat.
It's all those lineup. Well, and then you were, I had to say, on your sneeze on that starting lineup. So, but I couldn't agree more with you, Mike. It just hasn't felt like they have met their full potential yet, and that's where I think you're coming from, and I couldn't agree more. Again, it doesn't mean they're a really good football team. It just means I think they have even more, a higher ceiling to reach.
Yeah, definitely agree. And before we get going on the keys to the game, we do have a score update at the Chicken Instant Radio Update. 1 quarter in the books. Sigourney Keota with an early 6-0 lead over Pella Christian. So that might raise a few eyebrows if that continues tonight. So it's the Cobras on top early.
The Cobras, huh?
Yeah, and it used to be the Savage Cobras.
Ooh.
Now I think it's just the Cobras. So Pella Christian had a great start to the year. They're down 6-0. But now it's time. We'll take a look at the Greg Young Chevrolet radio keys to the game. I don't even think I've shared these with you yet, Chris, but I know you'll follow them up well. It's a lot of what Coach Patterson has talked about this week. Number 1, clean it up. 8 turnovers in the last 3 games. They had 2 last week in the first half. Second half was much cleaner. Those 12 penalties last week, and that's something they really want to see improvement on tonight.
Yeah, I just love hearing Coach talk about that. I know it doesn't matter what sport you're talking about. Let's be honest. This is a game he knows they should win. But he's not just looking at winning the game. He wants to see his team play really crisp football. And, last week, too many penalties. Yeah, they're getting the wins. But eventually that's going to add up. And we got to show some discipline, clean things up just a little bit. I love that for a key. Yeah,
and he mentioned that you're going to have your holdings and your pass interferences, but let's not have the pre-snap stuff and the post-play stuff.
The discipline, right?
Yes.
You got to show some discipline.
Exactly. Number 2 tonight, kind of just a playoff. Number 1, consistency from the opening kickoff to the final horn. Play hard and focused.
Yeah, and I think that goes right along with it, right? I heard him say it. I heard you allude to it, that championship teams at about this point of the season start looking different than the other teams that are in their district or in their area of the state. And one of those things is that they're starting to play every play like it's their last. And that's when you got a special group. So I love it's more on the mental side of things tonight. And I think let's really look for that from the Warriors.
And number 3, last key for Norwalk tonight. Continue to find that balance. Last week they had over 200 yards rushing. A lot of that was Landon Hookstein. But 200 yards rushing and 200 yards passing. Like to see more of that tonight. My pick to click tonight is sophomore Dominic Tigner.
Well, and what a great thing that would be. You hit the nail on the head again for me. This is a game where we've seen a lot of good passing. We've even seen a lot of good running from Landon. I want to see not only Dominic, but that offensive line dominate tonight.
So those were your Greg Young Chevrolet radio keys to the game. Let Greg Young Chevrolet in Norwalk go the extra mile for you with award-winning customer service, thousands of vehicles to choose from, and always here, community care. Greg Young Chevrolet in Norwalk. And should mention, we gave you that score a little bit ago. It has changed. Pella Christian's got a touchdown, so it's now 6-6. Pella Christian and Sigourney Keota. And that's going to do it for the pregame show. You've been listening to the Southtown Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram radio pregame show on KNIAKRLS.com. Buying your next new or used vehicle is simple with Southtown Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram in Indianola. Visit SouthtownCDJ.com, calculate your monthly payment, then schedule a time to come pick up your new car, truck, or SUV. Stop by the dealership or visit SouthtownCDJ.com. Getting real close to kickoff now. We'll take one more break here and be back right after this on KNIAKRLS.com.
In sports anywhere you go with the free KNIA mobile apps. Download the free KNIA 94.3 mobile app for Indianola Indians games and the KNIA 95.3 mobile app for Knoxville Panthers action. Catch all of today's local news and weather on both apps. Go to your app store and get the free apps for your phone or tablet. Again, KNIA 94.3 and KNIA 95.3. The one to count on is KNIA Indianola Knoxville.
And welcome back to Norwalk. Just getting ready for opening kickoff here. Boone is going to tee it up and kick off to Norwalk here as we get ready for this District 5 showdown, opening week of district play in Class 4A.
Well, here we go.
A lineman kicking it off for Boone. 53, squibs it
Oh.
down. It gets past Kayla Rodman, rolls into the end zone. It'll be a touchback.
Okay, well, that's, probably not the start anyone thought was going to happen. Probably the biggest guy on the kickoff team kicked for him, and he did squib it into the end zone. So no problem for the Warriors, though. They'll start off at the 20 with Landon leading them out.
53, Miles Tungzovic was the kicker for Boone on that one.
We got a few interesting names tonight, so if you're listening up in Boone, just bear with us. We're doing our best.
So Hookstein going to come out in that familiar pistol formation. We got two receivers right now, a man in motion. Hookstein looking downfield. He's going to go deep right off the bat. He's got a man. It's Dylan Wright complete. 40, 35, 30. Yep. They're not going to catch him. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Norwalk Warriors on the first play of the game.
Yeah, honestly, I kind of looked, and there was some confusion in the Boone secondary. They were not in the safeties were not aligned to start, and honestly, Landon kind of had his choice. He had Dylan deep on this side. I think it was Kaler sprinting deep on the other side, and he had Braden kind of streaking down the middle, and he picked the right one, obviously. Dylan made a nice catch. The only question was the guy going to be able to trip him up? And he has the speed to get by him.
Yeah, great breakaway speed there after the catch. He ran about the last 45 yards with a guy probably about 2 or 3 yards behind him and could not gain any ground. So 6-0 early Warriors, just 14 seconds into the game. And now the PAT by Gabe Johnson is up and good. And we've played 14 seconds here. Norwalk takes the early 7-0 lead over Boone. We'll be back right after this on KNIAKRLS.com.
Stay in the know with everything going on throughout Indianola and Warren County with Let's Talk Indianola. You can hear in-depth discussions with lawmakers, city officials, and leaders of our community during all 3 KNIA hour-long news magazines. You can also find Let's Talk Indianola 24 hours a day on KNIAKRLS.com and download them on Apple Podcasts and Google Play. The one to count on for today's news and local information is KNIA Knoxville, Indianola.
Hey Norwalk fans, with our home shopping extravaganza coming up, you can save big money on items from many local businesses like Villaggio Italian Restaurant, Bellflower Floral and Gifts, El Maya Mexican Restaurant, Club Thread Boutique, and Wynn's Pizza and Steakhouse. You'll be able to save 30, 40, or even 50% off retail prices from those businesses and many more. You can check out the full list at KNIAKRLS.com and get ready to save September 27th through the 29th with the home shopping extravaganza on KNIA and KRLS.
Back in Norwalk, Mike Effner along with Chris Larson, and it didn't take long for the Warriors to strike in this one. First play of the game, Landon Hookstein drops back, had all the time in the world, picked out Dylan Rank down the left seam, and it was a perfectly placed pass and an 80-yard touchdown to start things off.
Great start to the game. Let's not forget what some of our goals are tonight, though, right? That shouldn't surprise us that we were able to score on the first play, but can we keep our focus? Can we concentrate and execute all night long on both sides of the ball? Well,
let's see. That was Gabe Johnson doing the kickoff, not Korselman. So he kicks it off, and it takes a left turn after it bounces about the 15-yard line, goes out of bounds. So Boone's going to start off in good field position here on their first possession.
Yeah, and that's kind of, it's one of the little things that we're talking about, That is, a relatively harmless play, but at the same time, I just know that those are the kind of little things that Coach Patterson doesn't want to see.
So that's going to start Boone off at the 35-yard line. So we'll see how Norwalk's defense can do on their first series of the game.
Man, that referee's mic is squealing. Did you hear that?
I got a little feedback from that. First play of the game, they're going to run the ball here to number 13. He's not going anywhere on the play.
Interesting little counter that they had going here. I'm going to.
It was Noah Davies on the carry, a freshman.
Oh, okay, Noah.
Noah Davies on the carry for Boone. No gain on the play. Second down and 10.
All right. Well, you'll kind of see a lot of different motion from Boone, so they're gonna see if they can't mix it up a little bit in the backfield. They're going with a 8-man front here.
No gain on the play. Now a carry to their normal tailback, and he gets a good carry up to close to a first down right over a right tackle.
Yeah. So was that number 22, Landon Davis?
That looked like Landon Davis on that one, yeah.
That's what I thought too, yeah.
Gain of, well, they're going to call it 10, so they'll move the chains on that one. 1st and 10.
Interesting look, kind of had that power look, where they have no wide receivers right now. Looks like they're going to just try and play power football against the Warriors.
So 1st and 10, Boone. And this time, Davis is hitting the backfield. He bounces off, and he might be gone. Finds some room on the right side. He's got one man to beat. Tompkins dives and catches him by the shoestring. A touchdown saving tackle there by Caden Tompkins, but a big gainer there from the 45 of Boone all the way inside the 10 down to probably about the 5-yard line.
But let's remember that play. Caden Tompkins showed great hustle from the weak side of the field. He was on the cornerback here. He was the cornerback on the near side, and he took a great angle and tripped him up. Make Boone earn this touchdown if they're going to get it.
So Landon Davis came into this one as Boone's leading rusher, and he's off to a good start. He had a first down carry on his first attempt of the game, and then he had about 50 yards on the next one down to the 8, and now he's going to be tripped up on this carry after a short gain of 1.
Okay. Well, like I said, I think that was great hustle by Caden Tompkins to get there. A team that struggled to score like Boone, this is no gimme when they get inside the 10.
Right. Davis averaging 4.3 yards a carry coming to this one, 166 yards. So
I think we have a new tailback in there now.
Haven't spotted the number yet, but this time they go to the fullback, and he's bottled up after a short gain to about the 5 and then pushed back by a host of Warriors.
On the carry, number 44.
Yep, 44. So that was Hurstrom, a sophomore. So some good young skill position players, though, for Boone out there.
3rd and goal from the 6, they're going to call it, and you get the feeling this is probably 4-down territory for Boone.
I would think so. Let's see what they decide to do here.
It's 7-0 Norwalk at the moment. They scored on their first snap of the game. Now a pitch out to Hurstrom, turned it up inside and gets some yardage. Got about half of it, maybe down inside the 3, close to the 2-yard line. So Norwalk kind of bowing up here down on 1st and goal. They've stopped them on 3 plays in a row, and that'll bring up 4th and goal from about the 3.
Yeah, about the 3. So almost the equivalent of a 2-point conversion now right here, right? And so it's easy. It's going to be interesting. Davis is reporting back in. I would keep an eye on if they don't go toss this time back to the wide side of the field, which would be out to the right. That's the loaded side over there.
Timeout called.
By Boone.
Looks like Boone is going to call a timeout to talk about it. It's 4th and goal at the 3. 8:31 left in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break here on KNIAKRLS.com. KNIA3, the stream. Be back right after this.
Is here, and you know what that means? The leaves are falling, the temperatures are falling, and even the prices at Great Young Chevrolet in Norwalk are falling. Looking for a good SUV or crossover? Great Young Chevrolet in Norwalk has them starting as low as $12,488. Or what about a great used pickup starting as low as $12,975? Great Young Chevrolet also has an extensive line of new vehicles with thousands to choose from, so check them out at GYChevyNorwalk.com or stop by the dealership at 2501 Sunset Drive in Norwalk and allow Great Young Chevrolet to go the extra mile for you this fall.
El Maya Mexican Restaurant in Norwalk is the perfect place for those family get-togethers, business lunches, dinners, cocktail receptions, private events, or a quick stop after the game. All of their dishes are crafted to have an extraordinary taste unlike any other, and their caring and committed staff will ensure you have a fantastic experience. So make a date and stop in to El Maya Mexican Restaurant, located 2351 Sunset Drive in Norwalk, or check them out online at elmayanorwalk.com. El Maya Mexican Restaurant, Norwalk.
4th and goal at the 3. Here comes a big play for Norwalk's defense. Boone, man in motion. They're going to sneak it right up the gut with the quarterback. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. He's right on the line.
Boone has signaled touchdown, but the officials have yet to make a decision.
There he is,
and they did say he got in.
What an interesting play call. I'm not going to lie. I kind of like it from Boone in terms of They just decided they ran a little motion, and then they just had their quarterback sneak it, and they had their fullback and their tailback basically come and create a big wall pushing them into the end zone. Interesting strategy to take it right at Maddox Borcherding Johnson in the middle there.
Certainly unexpected there. Was that Jake Judge, or was that like a wildcat formation?
No, I think it was just Jake Judge.
Okay.
And they did just, like I said, went right at him.
So 8:19 left, and now they're going to go for 2.
Yeah,
this time, not so fast.
Yeah,
Norwalk was all over that.
That was Maddox who kind of took out a little bit of his frustration on that opening drive, but to stop the 2-point conversion.
So Aaron Judge having a big year on the baseball field, and Jake Judge has scored an early touchdown here for Boone. The PAT 2-point conversion comes up short, though, so we've played less than 4 minutes here, and it's a 7-6 Norwalk leading Boone. We'll take another quick break. Be back after this on KNIAKRLS.com.
At Holland Farms Senior Living in Norwalk, their goal is for every resident to make Holland Farms their home for years to come by offering services in 3 distinct residential options: carefree living, assisted living, and memory care. Holland Farms can gladly serve the needs of all who reside in their community. Holland Farms Senior Living opened its doors in May of 2021 and is conveniently located at 2800 Sunset Drive, right next to Elizabeth Holland Park. If you are interested in learning more about Norwalk's newest senior living community and would like to schedule a tour, simply visit hollandfarmsliving.com.
Back to Norwalk. We played 3.5 minutes or so, 8:19 left in the first quarter, and it's 7-6 Norwalk. They scored on the first play of the game from scrimmage, an 80-yard touchdown pass from Landon Hookstein to Dylan Rank, but a big run from Landon Davis put Boone in position to score, and they were able to score on Jake Judge's 3-yard run. PAT failed, so it's 7-6 Norwalk.
Isaac Sutcliffe there on the return there. A little bit of a shorter kick by Boone. Well, let's see. Let's keep the offense rolling and see what the defense can do. I know Coach Scallon can't be real happy with the start for the defense. So we got to clean it up. And but right now, don't think you're going to have to score on every play, right? Just execute and get good positive plays here on offense.
Yeah, see if they try to get Dominic Tigner involved here on this second possession. It's going to be a fake to Tigner. Hookstein's going to keep it on a little option. He pitches it out there to Skylar Olson, and he might be gone. Nope, tripped up. Good tackle made out there on the sideline near midfield. Skylar Olson takes the pitch. We haven't seen that little wrinkle yet.
I really like that play. What they did is they kind of did the read option play with Dominic Tigner, who went into the middle. Landon kept it, went out and ran the option as Skylar Olson went in motion with him.
So a big gain all the way to the 46 of Boone. Give Olson the credit on that. And Hookstein this time is going to fake the handoff again, and he's going to be sacked. Wrong read option that time. They faked the handoff to Tigner, and about 3 Boone players were in the backfield.
Yeah, Not good enough up front. Again, we talked about some of those keys, and that's one thing we talked about, wanting to see that run game. Well, that all starts up front. We got to definitely, obviously, can't have 3 guys in the backfield if we're gonna execute there.
Loss of 2 on the play is going to bring up 2nd and 12 for Norwalk at the Boone 48-yard line. Hookstein looking to throw this time. Has his man out on the corner. Looks like Dylan Rank. He's going to be tackled after the catch, but a nice gain to about the 38. It'll bring up 3rd down and short.
Yeah, nice little pitch and catch there. Plenty of time back there for Landon on that one. And Dylan's looking like a go-to receiver so far tonight.
Yeah, Dylan, 2 catches for 90 yards so far. That's going to bring up 3rd down and 2 here. Norwalk will snap it from Boone's 38-yard line.
Let's keep an eye on Carlson down here at the bottom of your screen. Let's see if
Carlson out right. We got trips left. The ball is batted in the air by the defensive end. Is that number 2 that got back there?
Jake Judge. Is that
Jake Judge again.
Yeah, he's playing quarterback and D-end.
And a good game so far for Mr. Judge. He's going to bring up 4th down and a long one now. Ball at the 38. Norwalk's going to go for it here at Boone's 38-yard line. And it's going to be a straight run this time. Hookstein breaks a tackle. Can he break another one? He does. Yeah, he's 5, gone, touchdown. Landon Hookstein, 38-yard run.
He's so good, Mike. I mean, he gets through there like a fullback, and then he has a couple moves and he can break tackles like a running back. and he throws like a really good quarterback.
Yeah, just lined up in the gun there, and it was a designed run all the way, basically over left guard, and he just he broke probably 2 or 3 tackles along the way, but a big hole there. Great job by the offensive line.
Yep.
And with 6:38 left in the first quarter, Norwalk has wasted no time scoring again. They're up 13-6, pending the extra point here. It's going to be Gabe Johnson on to kick it again. Snap is down, hold is good, kick up, and through the uprights, Johnson converts. Just like that, 6:38 left in the first quarter. Norwalk scored a couple of times. They've given up one, and it's 14-6.
Well, I don't know if it was quite the it's a lot of stopping the clock here with I don't know if it's the fast game that you and Coach Patterson were talking about, but you got to like the efficiency on offense. And you know, Landon Hookstein just continues to amaze us. You know, he probably broke 4 tackles on that. I mean, the line did a great job to get the first down, but then Landon got the touchdown by breaking 4 more tackles, which is just so tough when you got a quarterback that can do all that.
So 14-6 Norwalk here, and it's time for the Chicken Instant Radio Update. We got a few scores starting to trickle in here. In the second quarter, Creston a 7-0 lead over Knoxville. As we mentioned earlier, Pella Christian and Sigourney Kyoto tied at 6. 3 minutes left in the first half. Southeast Warren 16, Montezuma 0. And PCM with a safety leads Albia 2-0. Baseball score there.
Right.
And early on, Indianola with a 7-0 lead over Perry. So we'll keep it right here.
Warren County might get the better of. Isn't Boone and Perry, are they both in Greene County?
I believe Perry is for sure. Not sure about Boone.
Boone maybe is not. They might be in, I don't know. I need to know my counties better.
I'm going to have to, there's 99 of them, so
Right.
you'd have to study a lot
To get there,
to
right?
learn them all. Gabe Johnson tees it up at the 40. This time he's going to directional kick it again to about the 10. Is that Davis there that fields it? Gets past
Good
the 20 and
tackle.
hit hard. Who got that tackle at the 25?
Let's take a look there. I think that was Will Clark, our leading tackler, showing why they're on special teams.
So Boone going to take over now. Their second possession of the ball game, just past the 25 at the 26-yard line. 14-6 is your score. We've had a lot of fireworks early. An 80-yard touchdown pass on the first play of the game for Norwalk. So Landon Hookstein already a TD pass and TD run. 6:33 left in the first quarter. And now Boone starts their drive at the 26. A little end-around pitch here in the backfield and a good tackle from behind. Good pursuit.
Will Clark.
Who else?
TFL, right?
Yeah, that's going to give him about 9 or 9.5 tackles for loss on the year. He was all over that play.
So our strength coach, former wrestling coach, and just all-around good guy, Brandon Schmitz, he's texted me that Perry is actually in Dallas County. What do you think of that?
I believe it.
Okay.
I believe it.
So now if Brandon has all these answers, what about Boone? What county are they in? Come on, Brandon. Let's see what you got.
Inside handoff there. Was that Davis that got it? Into a crowd of Norwalk players. He gets a short gain up to about the 29 following the 4-yard loss on the first play there on the handoff to number 13, Noah Davies. So they're marking at the 29.
Want our listeners just to know there's a little mist in the air, and so it's kind of clouding our view just a little bit. So it's hard to see those numbers down there, but we're doing our best.
Norwalk showing a little bit of a blitz here.
Yep,
bringing a few, and Davis gets through there, and quarterback's going to have to throw it away. Jake Judge was under duress. He dumped it off into the flat where nobody was, so a smart play there, but it brings up 4th down and 8, and it looks like Boone will have to punt it away here. 5:17 left in the first quarter, 14-6 Norwalk.
All right, so I got some updates here. This isn't a chicken update. This is just a county update. Mr. Schmitz, he was the third person to get this, so let's give Dustin Kralik, our soccer coach, our boys soccer coach, and then Missy Bice. It's nice to hear some people are listening in tonight on a cold night.
I guess everybody stayed home tonight.
Look at Dustin said he's listening way back in. They're up at the cross country meet.
Oh, that's right.
Up in Minnesota, so they're listening in. But Boone, listen to this, Mike. It's in Boone County.
that makes sense too. Wow.
So, hopefully we can keep you guys entertained here for a little bit, and thanks for listening in.
Yeah, it's still a one-possession game, and here we are talking about the many counties of Iowa, but the punt was a decent one. It was not returnable there, took a bounce and rolled dead at about the 40-yard line. That's where Norwalk's going to take over on their third possession of the game. They're 2 for 2 so far. It'll be 1st and 10 Warriors at their own 40.
This is my call of the game, Mike. After this possession, it will no longer be a one-possession game.
It could happen quickly,
All right,
too.
let's see.
Kind of looks like Norwalk could put up a lot of points here tonight.
Yeah.
Rank in motion. Hookstein this time is going to hand it off to Dominic Tigner. Short gain, knocked down after a gain of about 1.
I'll tell you what, Mike, I really like seeing that, though. I get it. You know, there are probably big plays to be had out there, but I really would like to see us continue to work that run game. I think it's going to pay benefits down the road for us.
Another Chicken Radio update. Pella and Newton scoreless after 1 quarter. That's 0-4, playing 4-0 in that one.
I was going to say, in not many years you're gonna hear it that way, right?
Hookstein back to pass. He's pressured. He's going to take a smart slide there at about the 45. Gets down after a gain of about 4. We'll see where they mark it. They give him credit for the 45. They have a flag down?
Yeah, I think we do have flag down.
Way on the Boone sideline, there is a flag down. Hookstein went back to pass there, but had a lot of pressure coming. And they call a legal formation on Norwalk, so that's going to move it back 5 yards from the spot of the ball and pushes it back to the 36. It'll bring up 3rd and about 14.
Okay. I think 2nd down still, though.
You're right.
Yeah.
2nd and 14. Hookstein rolling to his right, going to throw deep. He's got Kayla Rodman out there. Defender catches up. Rodman hauls it in, though. Inside the 25, he's pulled down at about the 21 or the 20-yard line. So another big gainer, about 44 yards there.
I tell you what, first of all, great adjustment by Kaler. He had the defensive back beat by about 2 steps. However, Landon was under pressure, and he continues just to impress us week in and week out with his accuracy on the deep ball.
Yeah, and the defender was originally beat. He did kind of catch up and make that a difficult play for Rodman, but he hauls it in. So another big completion. Hookstein racking up the yardage early. This time nice fake there to Tigner. He's still going. He's gone. Wow, it looked like he might be wrapped up there. Landon Hookstein, but breaks a tackle at the 10 and
just
into the end zone he goes.
Down. Just refuses. You know, there was 3 guys that kind of had him they had him kind of cupped in there, and he just breaks through the wall and sprints outside, and there's another touchdown. I did call that one, though, right?
You did.
It's no longer a one-score game.
It is. It's with 3:45 left now in the opening quarter. It's 20-6. We'll see if Gabe Johnson can make it 21-6. 20-yard run for Landon Hookstein. Here comes that PAT. And it looks like Boone's going to jump off sides first.
Yeah, kind of got Gabe off kilter just a little bit. Looks like Norwalk might consider going for 2 now. You know, they get that half the distance to the goal.
It's something you can, you're not trying to run the score up or anything. It's just a play you can work on that you might need down the road.
Well, and I think what Coach will like to see, too, some of these little things, again, where's their mental focus, right? If he's talked to him and said, hey, if we get that, I want to go for it, is he going to have the right personnel on the field, and can they come execute a play? So far, it's looking good.
So they will go from 2 from about the 1.5. Hookstein drops back to pass. He's looking right. He's got his man. Pitch and catch easily done there. The 2-point conversion good to Braden Carlson. So Carlson's first catch there on the 2-point PAT. And it's 22-6 Norwalk with 3:45 still to go in the first quarter. We'll take a quick break here now on KNI 3, KNIAKRLS.com. Easy for you to say. Be back right after this.
What are we having? Chicken or chicken?
The Chicken is a classic roadhouse joint in the Des Moines metro area just south of the Highway 5 bypass in what was once Orilla, Iowa. Located right off the Great Western Bike Trail, it's the perfect stop mid-ride. Their menu has something for everyone, serving southern chicken specialties like roasted chicken, the hot chicken sundae, and Nashville hot chicken, as well as more classic favorites including several burgers, pizza, salads, and sandwiches. Check out their menu at thechickenorilla.com, unless you're chicken.
The cold weather is coming, and before you know it, you'll be wondering where to take your vehicle when it's not starting, running properly, or just being annoying. When it comes to servicing your vehicle, think Southtown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Indianola. Stop in before the cold arrives and make sure your vehicle's prepared for the winter ahead. They have a team of qualified service technicians who are standing by, ready to help with any of your service-related needs. So before it's too cold, stop into Southtown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of Indianola to get your vehicle serviced now.
So following a 20-yard touchdown run by Landon Hookstein, his second touchdown run of the night. There's 3:45 to go, and it's 22-6 Norwalk. They kick it off short this time. And Davis picks it up on the bounce, and he's got room to go, crosses midfield inside the 40, now cuts it back and stripped up by the kicker, Johnson, inside the 30, saving a touchdown there. Landon Davis, again, I think they're trying to kick away from him. But proving to be a difficult guy to tackle out there tonight.
Yeah, he sure is. Just kind of an interesting couple plays on that. I will tell you, and probably people watching on TV might see it better. I was kind of excited that happy they didn't call Gabe for tripping. It looked to me like he kind of
used the
leg,
leg,
and he used the leg to tackle. But obviously, it was on the far side of the field from us, but I just thought that was my first instinct was, that's going to be a penalty.
So Boone showing a lot of fight here tonight. They had the big run by Davis on their first drive, ends up in a short touchdown run by quarterback Jake Judge. And now after giving up a couple more scores, it's 22-6, but Landon Davis on the big kickoff return on the short kick there, fielded it on the bounce and found some room.
What do you think? Hey.
Oh, and you were all over it. It was a very late call, but they did call that trip.
Yeah.
So that's probably going to be half the distance to the goal from the 24 down to about the 12.
I was wondering if that was the holdup was, and again, it was a long way across, but it looked like Gabe was kind of going down, and Davis cut back. Honestly, a really good play by Gabe at that point because he still prevented the touchdown.
Yeah, so they're going to call it, they're going to put it at the 11-yard line. That's where Boone's going to start this series at the Norwalk 11. Come out in the I formation. Everybody packed in here. Looks like an old Wisconsin line.
There you go.
And they give it to Davis off left tackle. He cuts inside. He gets down inside the 5, maybe to the 4-yard line. Good, tough running again by Landon Davis.
Yeah, really, really good hard running. Looked good on that. He's looked good all night. Really impressive little player.
So 2nd down and 3 at the 5-yard line. Actually, it'd be 2nd and 4. So Boone was able to convert down here earlier on 4th down and goal from the 3. This time they've got a receiver off to the left. Again, I formation, an H-back to the right. Judge gives it off inside, handoff to number 22.
Down to
Mr. Davis.
1-inch line.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be well inside the 1-yard line. So brings up 3rd down and very, very short here as Boone's looking to again make this a 1-score game. Doesn't look like a team averaging less than 100 yards a game.
Sure don't. You know what? I mean, and Davis looks just absolutely terrific. Doing Boone proud. Speaking of, Norwalk's most famous Boone alumni, everyone's, many people, I shouldn't say everyone's, but 3rd grade teacher, Mrs. White, who had a lot of these boys. She's a Boone native, she just let me know, and I'm sure she's proud of the effort by the Toreadors so far.
Yeah, she'd have to be, and that was a 1st down carry by Davis, so it was 1st and goal from the 1-inch line, and quarterback Jake Judge sneaks it over the top that time, and it's touchdown Toreadors. Makes it 22-12. We'll see if they go for 2 again here. I'm sure they will.
Well, and like you said, this is one of those games that right now, offensively, doing everything we need to. The defense has got to tighten up there, though. We can't. I know that was short, and not just defense, but special teams too. We gotta clean up some of these areas.
So 2:13 left in the first quarter. It's been a slow-moving first quarter just because of all the scoring. And they're going to pitch it out to Davis. He cuts back inside, breaks a tackle, see if he got over, and he does, standing up. So a 2-point PAT there for Landon Davis, cuts the margin to 22-14 with 2:12 left in the first quarter.
Well, again, another impressive drive for Boone, obviously set up by Davis and his good kick return. But right now, he's matching Landon Hookstein kind of blow for blow right now.
Yeah, Davis has racked up the yardage early. Landon's racked up a lot of yards. So high-scoring first quarter here, and we're going to take another the Chicken Instant Radio update here. It's halftime, a low-scoring game in Creston, the Battle of the Panthers. Creston 7, Knoxville 0. And that slugfest between Albia and PCM. This is a little bit of a surprise maybe as well. Albia 7, PCM 2. That's early in the second quarter. Pella has drawn first blood in that 0-4 versus 4-0 game. Pella 7, Newton 0 on a 5-yard touchdown run by Kenzen Fuller. And then, as expected, Indianola up big at Perry, 21-0 in the second quarter.
Yeah, no one's going to be surprised by that one right now. So, getting back to you on the scoring drives for the Warriors. There we go. We'll try and get that by the quarter break. Sorry, I thought I had it, and then the computer glitched on me. So here's the kickoff. Going to be taken by the up man. I believe that might be Skylar Olson. Tripped up at about the 40-yard line.
Caught with my glasses off there. Thanks for bailing me out.
Yeah, I'm here for you, right? Got to work together.
So we'll see now if Boone's defense can rise up. Their offense has certainly done that so far with a couple touchdowns, but been unable to even come close to stopping Norwalk's offense yet.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, it's been fairly easy sledding for the Norwalk offense. Let's see if we can't. Landon's done a good job with his legs. I'd still like to see Dominic getting going from the running back position.
For sure, yeah, my pick to click. 3 receivers right now. We got 4 receivers right, and they're going to load it up so they can toss it out to Tigner. He's got a wall of blockers there. 40-45, cuts it inside, jumps over a Boone guy across midfield. First down carry, Tigner.
Yep, very nice. That's exactly what we want to see.
So a well-designed play there. They had 3 receivers initially lined up to the right. They had a man in motion. I think it was Olson, and pitched it out there on the toss play to Tigner, and they just formed a nice wall for him there.
Yeah, really good blocking. You know, when our receivers are almost as big as their linemen, it can cause a lot of trouble out there.
Gain of 13 on the play. Now a nice catch over the middle by Dylan Rank. It was a little bit behind him. He makes the catch and spins ahead for a first down. Gain of about 12 there again. So 2 plays, 2 first downs.
Finally, I think I've got it to you. You were spot on. That Landon Hookstein run was 41 yards for his first touchdown. His second one was for 20 yards.
For 20.
Yep.
So a couple of big touchdown runs there, along with that 80-yard touchdown pass to Dylan Rank to start things off. So now it's 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line. This time they give a handoff up the middle.
Yeah, Tigner.
That was Tigner again. He gets it across the 35, down to the 33. So a gain of 3 yards. 3 yards in a cloud of rubber tires. Or
You know, I did mention earlier we had some people listening to them from the cross-country meet. Let's continue to give a shout-out to – they're in a big meet up in the Twin Cities this weekend, and the cross-country teams continue to perform well. It's going to be fun watching them down the stretch here.
Another run there by Tigner gets it down close to the 30. How did they fare up there today?
Well, I don't know for sure, but if you are listening, and I know we have a few who are, and you would be willing to share with us, it'd be easier than me trying to find it on any social media site.
That might be a little difficult. I talked to Jack Brown the other day, one of the runners. He said there was about 50 teams going to be at that meet.
Good stuff, huh?
So anything in the top 10 would be wonderful.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'm sure we'll get some updates on that.
3rd down and 5 now. Hookstein back to pass. He's under duress. He avoids one guy, 62, or another guy's after him, and probably should have thrown that one away. He's going to take a big loss. from the 31 all the way back to the 45, a loss of 14 on the play. So Boone's defense does indeed rise up here on what will probably be the last play of the first quarter. That's going to bring up fourth and a long ways to go, about 19 or 20 yards to go. And we'll look for Norwalk to punt when the second quarter begins. But right now, the first quarter has come to an end. There was a lot of fireworks on both sides, some big plays. It ends with Norwalk on their homecoming night, leading Boone 22-14. We'll be back right after this on KNIA-KRLS.com.
Know what decisions are being made at local school board sessions, board of supervisors meetings, and city council meetings by listening to KNIA News. Our award-winning news staff will bring you information from your elected officials and decision makers, as well as heartfelt feature stories, weather coverage, and more. If you miss it on air, find it all on KNIA-KRLS.com. The one to count on for today's local news is KNIA Knoxville, Indianola.
Stay in the know with everything going on throughout Indianola and Warren County with Let's Talk Indianola. You can hear in-depth discussions with lawmakers, city officials, and leaders of our community during all 3 KNIA hour-long news magazines. You can also find Let's Talk Indianola 24 hours a day on KNIA-KRLS.com and download them on Apple Podcasts and Google Play. The one to count on for today's news and local information is KNIA Knoxville, Indianola.
Back to action here. It's 4th down and 19 for Norwalk as we start the second quarter. Hookstein, you never know. He doesn't take a very deep, he's the punter. You never know. Last week you saw him execute a fake punt. This time he's going to pooch it down towards the corner. It bounces inside the 10. It's going to roll into the end zone for a touchback.
So I was able to. Hey, come on now. It's Friday. So Coach Gravy, Jeff Gravy, middle school PE teacher, football coach, was nice enough to text us that the Warriors got 11th place in cross country, and then Coach Kralik was able to add to that. They were second place amongst all the Iowa teams. Dowling did end up winning. They're the number 1 team in the state. Norwalk's currently ranked number 2. So what a good showing, though. I'm really looking forward to that showdown, and I know we have a couple runners still out, so hopefully we can get them all healthy and get ready for the end of the year.
Yeah, 11th place out of 50 teams or so.
Top teams, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and these aren't your Joe Schmoes showing up at this meet.
It's not me and you showing up. These are the best runners in the Midwest. So congratulations to all of the participants. Was it just boys, or did the girls go too?
I think it was just boys.
That's what I was thinking as well.
So we had a 1-yard gain there for Boone on 1st and 10, brings up 2nd down and 9 at the 21-yard line. 11:22 and counting here, second quarter action.
Got to clean this up a little bit. There's a fumble.
There's a fumble. Jake Judge fumbled the snap, but I think he was able to dive on it and salvage the possession here for Boone. It's going to be a gain of 0 here. 3rd down and 9 coming up there. So the ball might be a little wet down there.
Yep, definitely. Okay, it was co-ed, so our girls were also there. So sorry to the girls cross-country team. I don't think it was quite as high. But, again, just to be able to be in a meet and compete against those guys, and you know, there's always ebb and flows every year. And I just always have such immense respect for all of our cross-country runners because it's such a grueling sport.
Yeah, what a demanding sport. 3rd down and 9. There's a flag down on this carry for Davis. He was tackled behind the line of scrimmage. I think this is going to go against Boone here. It'll probably be declined.
Don't you think? Yeah, you have to decline and then force them to punt.
So if this is what we think it is, a good defensive series for Norwalk after they were stopped for the first time. It is holding on the Toreadors. They'll decline that. It was a loss of 1 on the play. Ball on the 20-yard line, so Boone is going to punt. So after the Warriors were stopped for the first time tonight, the defense kind of rises up, and they'll try to restore order here and maybe take control of this game here in the second quarter.
Well, let's see if it can't start with a good, clean punt return. Kayla Rodman back for the Warriors.
Yeah, Rodman standing inside the 50-yard line, not expecting a very long punt here. Get some heat on him. It's a low sidewinding kick. It's going to bounce and take kind of a neutral bounce Rodman comes up on it, ends up rolling a few extra yards for Boone, but it's going to roll dead at the Boone 47-yard line, and that's where Norwalk will take over here.
Nice job by the defense getting the ball back for the Warriors.
For sure. Yeah, they would excellent job there of stopping the run, and they got a little break there on the fumbled snap on one play. So the Warriors come out here. They score touchdowns in their first 3 possessions. You got some first quarter stats?
Yeah, I got a little bit of but some updates. First of all, for Boone, Landon Davis, 5 carries, 67 yards, and then Jacob Judge has those 3 carries, but 2 of them are for touchdowns. And then they obviously had the big kickoff return. After this play, we'll get to Norwalk stats.
They fake the handoff to Tigner. Going deep here, got a man, Braden Carlson, wide open behind the defense, and it's a 47-yard touchdown pass. Landon Hookstein to Braden Carlson.
Sorry, Landon, you're interrupting our radio show here. We can't get the stats out when every other play seems to be a big one. Again, what are we going to say? Deep ball accuracy. I just don't think, I hope people at home don't take that for granted. We get used to watching college and professional football on the TV, and I know stream is for a high school kid to show that kind of accuracy on those deep balls is really phenomenal, and Landon continues to show that time and time again.
Just a very pretty play action pass there, and the line gives him plenty of time to survey the field and find the open man, and Carlson got well behind the defense on that one.
And I don't want to take that away. Let's congratulate Braden on a fine catch. You know, we don't want to take it away from our receivers. We have a wonderful stable of receivers. So, Braden and Kaler, those are not always the easiest balls to catch because you got to track them in the air. But, wow, it sure makes it fun to watch football at Norwalk.
So 47 yards on the touchdown pass, and the extra point was good by Gabe Johnson. That makes it 29-14 here. A lot of points going up.
All right, you ready for a few stats here?
Yep.
Landon Hookstein is he's 6 for 7 now. That just got updated. For 192 yards and 2 touchdowns. Landon is also 4 rushing attempts for 44 yards and 2 touchdowns. If you have him on your fantasy team, you're awfully happy right about now. Skylar Olson has 1 carry for 25 yards. Dominic Tigner has 4 carries for 19 yards. Receiving, Dylan Rank has 3 carries for 101 yards and a touchdown. Braden Carlson, 2 catches for 47 yards and a touchdown. And Kayla Rodman had that 1 catch for 44 yards. And those are some impressive offensive numbers, Mike.
And we've still got 9:53 left in the second quarter, so there's who knows how many points are going to go up by halftime here by these Warriors. 29-14.
And on the offensive side in particular, this is exactly the kind of execution you want to see, right, against a team like this. You know, Boone has put up some pretty good resistance, but it's really hard to defend those big plays, especially when we have so many weapons all over the field.
So Johnson tees it up. He's going to take a shot at the end zone with this one. It's going to be fielded by Davis inside the 5, out to the 15-20, and a tackle made out there by number 10 for Norwalk. Sutcliffe.
Yep.
So Isaac Sutcliffe, the junior, with a nice tackle there of Davis on the return. So Boone will start this possession inside their 25 at about the 24-yard line.
Will Clark got up limping just a little bit, so hopefully he's all right.
No, they're giving the cross-country results.
80 teams. Okay, so the girls finished 49th. Congratulations to both Coach, the Coach Larson and Coach Weedman, the girls coach. Just on what a great opportunity for those kids to participate. So good job. Back to action.
Yeah, toss play to Landon Davis there. He's still going. It took about 5 or 6 guys to get him down there. The play started up the middle. He ended up going towards the left sideline where he's finally brought down. He did a lot of work there for a short gain. 3-yard gain on the play.
Sounds like the boys golf team also played in a big 4A event here this weekend, and sounds like we had a few in the top 20. I didn't catch the team's score, but I know they've been having a really competitive season.
Right, and playing in some really competitive tournaments, always some really tough teams.
Yeah, nice job. I think that was Colt. Is that Maddox? I thought it was Colton maybe, but Sounds like it was Maddox, the big guy inside, our king.
So King Maddox makes the tackle on that play. It's going to bring up 3rd and long for Boone.
King Maddox, that has a nice ring to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah, no gain on that one. So 3rd down and 7. Boone with the ball at their own 27-yard line. 8:30 to go in the second quarter. Norwalk leads at 29-14 over the Toreadors. Jake Judge under center, I formation. And tried to draw Norwalk off sides there, and they may have. I didn't see any contact. A false start. So Jesse Murray whistled for that false start for Boone. And that makes it 3rd and 12, a little more difficult now. We'll see if Norwalk puts some heat on the quarterback, Judge, on this 3rd and long play.
All right, let's see what we do here.
3rd and 12, ball at the 22. Judge under center again. Looks like they're going to hand it off to Davis, and he's smothered by a host of Warriors.
I think that was Maddox again.
Maddox was in on that play. I think Caden Tompkins was in there at the end. So a loss of 1 on the play. And Boone's going to have to punt it away again.
Nice job by the D.
We'll see more good field position for Norwalk.
That's more like it from the Warrior defense, obviously. A little bit of a late wake-up call for him, but nice to see him come out and dominate in really the way that they should.
Instant radio update from the Chicken here. Southeast Warren 32, Montezuma 14. That's at halftime. Indianola up 28-0 on Perry. And PCM 9, Albia 7. That's late in the first half. High snap there. Did they get a piece of that?
Yeah. Keep an eye on it. Get out of the way.
The snap was high, and I don't know who got it there. I see Maddox is out there.
I often wonder, Coach Schmitz had emailed or texted us earlier, so if he's still listening, I want to kind of see if he can get an answer. Mike, you may know this too. There's something there. If the punt is blocked and they pick it up behind the line of scrimmage, I thought it's still live, and I noticed the ref kind of stopped. So
I think you can advance the ball.
I feel like because it was blocked and Boone picked it up behind the line of scrimmage and the ref looked like he wasn't going to blow it dead. But then I think for the player's safety, because he didn't know the rule, he did end up blowing it dead. But if Coach Schmitz is listening or any of our other listeners happen to know the rule, let us know.
So ball was fielded on the 15-yard line. There's a rare misfire from Hookstein on 1st and 10 at the 15. Tried to hit Tigner out in the flat and just missed him. So it'll be 2nd and 10 now. 6:56 left until halftime.
Coach Schmitz is quite impressed with our knowledge because he did agree it was a live ball. So that Boone could have advanced it. I'm guessing the referee blew it dead because the player gave up on the play and he was trying to protect him.
And I think Coach Livingston brought that up a week ago. I think we had a similar thing happen.
Interesting.
And, so Boone. Fortunately, the Boone player's not aware of it.
I'm trying to tell you, though, Coach Livingston, I'm right there with you. You're not going to get one over on me on some of these rules.
For sure not. This time, Hookstein under duress again, rolling out and throws one at the feet of Braden Carlson, who was open inside the 5-yard line there. But a little bit of a misfire from Mr. Hookstein at maybe a missed blocking assignment. He was under some pressure, but we've seen him throw very well on the run in the past.
For anybody who's listening, they should know I never take myself very seriously about stuff like that. So all in good fun out there.
So 3rd and 10 now. Norwalk with the ball at Boone's 15-yard line. Here they come again, trying to set up a screen, and it's nearly picked off by the linebacker. It looked like 51 got in there for Boone on the busted-up screen play. That's Noah Cromie-Roche.
And then 34, they don't have a 34, so maybe it was 44. Wyatt Herstrom threw it right into his hands, but he wasn't able to hold on, and he had a lot of green in front of him, Mike.
So a good defensive stand there by Boone after the block punt sets up Norwalk the 15. We're going to have a field goal attempt coming up here. It's 4th and 10, ball at the 15, and looks like this will be about a 32-yarder. I feel like Johnson made a 32-yarder or 31-yarder a couple games ago.
A little bit wet conditions. Let's see what Gabe can do.
6:44 left. in the second quarter. It'll be a 32-yard attempt. The kick is up. It looks to be good to me.
You bet.
And it's
Nice
inside
job.
the right upright. Plenty of distance and accuracy there for Gabe Johnson. And the field goal is good from 32 yards. The lead grows to 32-14 for Norwalk.
Nice to see that. You know, a little bit shaky on special teams so far tonight, but that's a nice kick from Gabe, and obviously nice to see in this colder weather. See him get one go through the uprights. Hopefully that builds his confidence going forward.
So again, 32-14, 6:44 left to go in the first half here. It's homecoming night at Norwalk. Everybody's having a good time. The dance isn't until tomorrow night, though. Are you chaperoning that? Going to show them some moves?
I am not. I get to chaperone little kids all day, and so that's where we draw the line. So, but I'm sure, as we were talking about earlier, Mr. Basinger and Mr. Scallon, Miss Franham, they'll do a great job with it. I think I'll have a couple daughters who are going to be cutting a rug and dancing a little bit. I know they're excited about that.
They've got your moves, probably.
Well, I
or
passed
maybe
on as much as I can.
Maybe something better.
We'll let others be the judge of that.
So Johnson, after the 32-yard field goal, tees it up for a kickoff here. See if he can put one in the end zone. Oh, looks like Newton's on the board. Instant radio update from the Chicken. Pella 7, Newton 6. Wow. That's late in the second quarter. And looks like number 4 with the kickoff return. He's wrapped up just past the 20-yard line. That's Vinny Hayes on the return.
Okay. All right, let's see if, a couple good possessions for our defense. Let's see if they can continue to do good work, and get that ball back to the offense here before the end of the half. 6 minutes left to go on this homecoming night. Really, really beautiful night for football.
Yeah, Boone's going to take over at their own 22-yard line. Jake Judge again under center, I formation. That's been a common theme for them. Receiver left and right. H-back also in the backfield. Judge looked like a busted play there. Looked like he got back there and there was no one to hand it off to, and he's sacked.
Little confusion between him and Landon Davis as to who that ball was supposed to go to, and ended up being a sack for Warriors. I didn't quite see who that was. Was that Tristan Tuttle maybe getting in there that time?
I didn't see it as well. There's a few bodies in there, but somebody got credit for a TFL and a sack. So 2nd down and 12, loss of 2 on that play.
Oh, we got some motion over here.
I thought there was some movement pre-snap there.
Did the ref not throw a flag?
I don't see a flag, but it turns out okay for.
Yeah, it was fine. It doesn't matter, but it was the tight end kind of did the old Iowa Hawkeyes used to do with the standing up, but then the receiver started going forward because he was confused, and the ref just was like, you know what?
That makes me think back to the 80s of Marv Cook and Mike Flagg and the guys like that played that position. Sometimes you'd even see 2 tight ends standing.
That brings back memories of them coming to Camp Randall and whooping up on the Badgers in my childhood.
Well, that was before Barry Alvarez got there.
Yes, it was. We were going to the front row. Oh, fumbled snap
3rd down and 12, fumbled snap again. And Judge is tackled by about 2 or 3 guys. I think Maddox Portrading Johnson was in there.
Speaking of the Iowa Hawkeyes, there's the Hawkeye commit, Maddox Portrading Johnson, with another tackle for loss.
King Maddox.
King Maddox Portrading Johnson.
What he'll be known as tonight. So another loss there takes it back to the 17-yard line, and Boone's going to punt it away again. 4:49. The second quarter is going a little bit faster here. 32-14, Norwalk leads Boone. And the punt is away. There was some heavy pressure there. It's a short punt, and it bounces sideways inside the 35. It's going to roll dead at about the 31. So Norwalk's going to have incredible field position once again. And we got some more scores coming in. And this is one I've been interested in hearing about as we get the Chicken Instant Radio update. Bondurant Farrar leads Carlisle 13-7. That's in the middle of the second quarter.
Dogfight.
And then a low-scoring game at halftime. PCM having some trouble at Albia. It's 9-7 PCM at halftime. And here's another one. Sigourney Keota 15, Pella Christian 6. That's with 3:42 left in the third.
So there you have it.
Sigourney Kyoto does have good tradition.
I was going to say they have a pretty rich tradition, I thought.
Oh, we got a wide open man. Braden Carlson, the pass led him out of bounds, but he does make the catch. It goes from the 32 down inside the 15. Gain of about 19 yards there. Just another wide open receiver for Hookstein to find.
Yep, really nice pitch and catch. Let him out. I think that play, that's exactly where it's supposed to go to. He just he did have some room if he could have caught his balance on a turn-up field, but still a wonderful play.
First down and 10 at the 13-yard line now. Hookstein fakes the handoff to Tigner. Not much there that time, though. Maybe waited a little bit long to get going on that one. He gets up to about the 10-yard line. Gain of about 3.
Well, what are we going to look for here? I'd really love to see him challenge the offensive line to see if we can't punch one in with Dominic. But I'm guessing this might be a nice little dose of Dylan Rank over here.
Lots of things you could do. You got Carlson over on the left side. You could throw a fade to him.
Oh,
there's that option again. They pitch it out, and looked like Olsen kind of lost his footing before he could make his cut. And he kind of stumbles forward to about the 10 for no gain there. So, again, that new wrinkle there, they fake the inside handoff to Tigner, and then a pitch out to the man coming around on the outside. It was Skylar Olsen again.
Yeah, Boone's defense has done a nice job kind of, tightening up a little bit since the first couple drives. And here we go, 3rd and long again. Let's see what the Warriors have going.
3rd and long, good pass over the middle. Looks like Dylan Rank complete. Touchdown. 10-yard touchdown pass on the slant there from Landon Hookstein to Dylan Rank. Rank's 2nd touchdown of the night.
Yep, I was just one play too late. I thought Dylan's size is giving him all sorts of problems. Really wonderful pass and good route by Dylan. Good stuff for the Warriors to get him to 1 point short of 39.
Yeah, I didn't know what to expect for a halftime score tonight. Norwalk's getting about where I expected, but I didn't think they'd allow 14. But it's turning out, it's maybe good that they were pressed a little bit.
So you're saying you're not quite the prognosticator that you thought, huh?
No, that extra point was good. Right through the uprights by Gabe Johnson. He remains perfect on the night. And with 3:07 left until halftime, it's 39-14. Norwalk over Boone. We'll take a quick break. Be back after this on KNIA 3, KNIAKRLS.com.
Jeremy Dingaman Concrete Football Friday Night Radio Preview Show gets you set for all the local action every Friday night. Join myself, Spencer Dirks, and Nathan Sage for a full breakdown of the matchups for all of our local schools from 4:30 to 6:30. We'll have previews from all of our broadcasts, go around the district, present our player profile and football Friday night feature, pick the winners, and a lot more. Join us every Friday from 4:30 to 6:30 on the one to count on for today's local sports, KNIA, Knoxville, Indianola.
And welcome back to Norwalk High School Football on KNIAKRLS.com. Mike Effner along with Chris Larson. And hello to all our listeners out there. Maybe a lot of folks coming back from St. Paul that were up at the cross-country meet.
Some of, hopefully some people listening on the stream. I know a couple people that were commented on the beauty of the NPEC overlooking just with the camera angles and seeing that N in the night sky is pretty wonderful. From what I understand, there might be volleyball played in there. I think a week from Tuesday. So that'd be pretty exciting, right? They have bleachers.
They've got a big road match at Dallas Center Grimes coming up on this Tuesday night, and then they'll be back at home a week from
Indianola. Then. So volleyball too at the top of the Little Hawkeye Conference right now at a 4-0 record. Have a couple big games left, but both Indianola and DCG have one loss, and I think Pella maybe has one or two as well. Well, they have the one for Norwalk, but doing a nice job, so they're sitting right where they need to as well. Great sports in Norwalk this fall season.
For sure, yeah. Just continuation of the spring, and girls' state soccer, and then you had the state softball run by that team, and yeah, I keep looking at Dallas Center Grimes' record. I always see 1-0, like they're not playing any conference matches. So I didn't know they had lost a Little Hawkeye match.
They lost to Pella on Tuesday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So the kickoff by Gabe Johnson rolled into the end zone for a touchback. So Boone takes over at their own 20 with about 3 minutes left here until halftime. Oh boy, we got a little. Those are the flags we didn't want to see. Those after the play, where something is either said. I didn't see any late contact.
No, I sure hope it. I hope this is going against the Toreadors, only because I just don't want our boys to be getting involved in that.
I did see a few of the Warrior players pointing in the direction of Boone, but that doesn't always mean anything either.
A lot of discussion by these referees. I think the head man might be Larry Jacobus, our old friend. I don't know if you know Larry, but he's reffed a lot of basketball and football in his life. Does a good job.
And here's the call, unsportsmanlike.
Okay.
On Boone. Looks like one of the linemen, so that'll move Boone back inside the 15. It'll be half the distance, probably back to about the 12. So good to see. We had a lot of extracurriculars a week ago at Dallas Center Grimes, and good to see him playing a little cleaner in the penalty department tonight.
And let's keep an eye on this, right? Let's see if the Warriors can not react, right? Because we've seen that a couple weeks now where, starts to get chippy, and, the opponent, whoever it is, maybe gets one personal foul, but then we react, and we had the tough one against Lewis Central that was right down on the goal line. We got to start cleaning those up, right? Just because people start talking doesn't mean that you got to do it back. Just keep playing the game.
Right, we see it so often. So Boone's going to call a timeout here. We'll take a quick timeout as well. Be back after a little break here on KNICareLess.com.
Find out what your school's coach thinks of this week's high school sports action during the Hy-Vee Radio Coaches Corner. Every Saturday morning starting at 9, hear from our local football, volleyball, and cross-country coaches on how their team did and what they have coming up. We'll take a look around the world of Indianola, Knoxville, Norwalk, Pleasantville, and Melcher Dallas sports each Saturday at 9 a.m. during the Hy-Vee Radio Coaches Corner on the one to count on for today's local sports coverage, ANIA, Knoxville, Indianola. The cold weather is coming, and before you know it, you'll be wondering where to take your vehicle when it's not starting, running properly, or just being annoying. When it comes to servicing your vehicle, think Southtown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Indianola. Stop in before the cold arrives and make sure your vehicle's prepared for the winter ahead. They have a team of qualified service technicians standing by, ready to help with any of your service-related needs. So before it's too cold, stop into Southtown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of Indianola to get your vehicle serviced now.
And welcome back to Norwalk, Iowa. Mike Effner along with Chris Larson. 2:53 left until halftime of this homecoming game for Norwalk. The marching band's getting ready to go here. It's second down and 18 for Boone following the penalty. And they're going to hand it off to Landon Davis. And he slithers through. Man. He might be gone. Found a hole, 30-40, midfield, one man to beat. And he's going to beat him. Looks like Sutcliffe tried to make the tackle, couldn't do it. And it's going to be a 88-yard touchdown run for Landon Davis. Wow.
I'm speechless, Mike.
Yeah.
Darn it.
Just a little inside handoff, and the C's just opened up. He broke maybe one tackle initially, and it was off to the races.
Well, and, there's a lot of different layers. When you get a 88-yard touchdown run, there's a lot of different layers. Also, the secondary, though, has got to get him down. You gotta hold on and then let your buddies come help you. Because the way they're moving, if you can make that tackle, you could probably prevent a touchdown too, though.
So Boone is going to go for 2 again here. That play is not going to make it there.
No.
They tried to run it in off tackle, and Norwalk was up to the challenge. So 39-20 is your score now with 2:38. Wow, I did not think we'd see 59 points in the first half unless it was a lot of Norwalk.
Well, and let's, you know what, I need to change my tone. Landon Davis, let's make sure that we give him his credit, right? He is a good football player, and he's doing a lot of good things. He's small, but stocky, and he's really shifty, and so he's done some really good things. So I think we'd be remiss to not compliment him and their offensive line on doing a really good job. We talked about this, how teams like this can be really threatening because they haven't scored but one touchdown this entire year, and so they've been working hard in practice to get opportunities like this, and they've really taken advantage of it tonight.
And they've been facing
To kick off for Boone.
Yeah, I can hear you.
On the return, number 7, Kayla Rodman.
We're gonna go down there right now. We're waiting until halftime.
Gets pushed out of bounds at the 42 of the Warriors. First down and 10, Norwalk.
Okay, I'm gonna head down.
His output from the first 4 games.
Which again, let's compliment him. He's doing a nice job tonight, but at the same time, the Warrior defense and Coach Scallon and his staff is just not satisfied with that from any running back.
For sure. So with 2:29 left now, Norwalk will take over at their own 42. Olsen in motion. They're going to toss it out to Tigner here on the right side. He's going to try to get around the corner, but he's run down and tackled behind the line of scrimmage there. A nice play by Boone's defense.
Well, and I will tell you, it's second day of fall, and the chill is in the air, and at some point to get to where you want, you're not going to be able to play every game in the dome, so you're going to have to be able to run that ball, and you're going to be able to have to stop the run to win, playoff type football games.
Lost a 2 on the play. Now 2nd and 12. Hookstein looking to throw deep. Now he tucks it and nowhere to go, but he does shuck one tackler out to the left. He's got some room, but a tackle is made in a strip. Number 88 for Boone made a nice play out there in the open field. Janoob Yole.
Tell you what, you got to compliment Boone. Obviously 0-4 on the season, but they've come out and played really hard tonight.
So what looked like might be a big gain ends up to being about a 7 or 8 yard gain out to the 48. So it'll bring up 3rd and 5 or 3rd and 4. Norwalk with the ball at their own 48-yard line.
Talking about the run game, obviously we can't take for granted that Landon is really racking up the rush yards as a quarterback as well.
Now Hookstein back to pass, looking deep. Now tucks it again, couldn't find his man, and he's going to be taken down. Not quite a sack, but big number 62, and a late flag goes down. Big number 62, Jake Heitschuh, in the backfield a lot tonight. And he was able to.
I'm only going to say it once. I only get it once, so I'm not going to, bless you again. But every time you say his name, it kind of makes me chuckle just a bit.
Heitschuh.
There you go. Heitschuh.
I'll just play along with you.
Yeah, why not? Come on. It's Friday night.
We'll see what the flag is going to be.
I think it might be a late hit on the Toreadors, which would give the Warriors a first down.
Illegal helmet contact is the call. So they're going to tack on 15 yards to the end of that run. They would have been short of the first down, but instead they march off 15. It's going to take it all the way down to Boone's 36-yard line, 1:34 left.
I think it was the second defender who came in. Probably the folks at home had a better look at that than we did, just to see that helmet-to-helmet contact. But, always want to clean that up because you don't want to see anyone get injured.
So a couple of big 15-yard penalties now on Boone in this one. Now they Rank runs a little curl route to the sideline, makes the catch, gets out of bounds at about the 30.
That is one of the things, too, though, with Landon running so much. You take a little play like that. We can't have him getting a concussion, and then we go into these big games down the stretch. It would be terrible timing with that, and for any of our players to get a concussion.
7 yards on the completion to Dylan Rank. Now Hookstein on the keeper. Gets around one guy, now steps out of another tackle. He's still going. Half expected him to emerge from that pile of guys, but a good gain, a first down run there for Hookstein. They moved the chains.
Tough run by Landon.
First and 10, Norwalk.
Gonna get it right up on the line. We got a minute 8 and the clock running.
And still all 3 timeouts left for Norwalk as well.
Good shape.
This time a little short pitch and catch over the middle. Didn't see. Oh, did I see a late push there? And there's the flag, and there's your response. I think Norwalk's going to get called for a late hit, unnecessary roughness there. I saw basically a two-handed push after the whistle. But we'll wait for the call. 55.4 seconds to go there. It was a short run by Hookstein.
Yeah.
One of the linemen was defending one of his players probably, like linemen will do, and gets whistled for the 15-yard penalty. And that's going to push Norwalk maybe back to about the 38.
Here's what I'm going to tell you, though, Mike.
33.
I don't think Landon or Braden need any special. You know, they're big, strong kids, and what we really don't want is those penalties, right? You know, I mean, we just got to get rid of those 15 yards. Are just drive killers, and we cannot continue that habit.
So Norwalk's going to talk it over after that penalty. They're looking at a 2nd down and 20 from the Boone 33-yard line. Still 50.5 seconds to go in the half. They lead 39-20 over Boone. They're going to talk things over here. Well, what do you think they're going to come out of the huddle with?
Sorry, I was just giggling at I think they let the clock go down to 50.7 seconds, and I guess they put it back up to 54. But it just sometimes that kind of stuff makes me chuckle. I think they're going to come out here. We got Rank and Carlson to the bottom of the field. Let's keep an eye down here. I bet you there's going to be some kind of a combination route to get one of those two open. I'm thinking it's going to be Dylan coming out on a wheel route. Let's see.
We'll see what they do. Landon's looking left. Now he's flushed, and he's going to be taken down. It's a sack. Boone's defensive line is really showing some things here in the second quarter. That time, Jackson Goody, the senior, 6 foot, 236-pounder, with the sack of Landon Hookstein. That's going to bring up 3rd and very long now, and Norwalk's going to take another timeout.
Well, and, you know, we talked about it earlier. We have the penalty, right? I think that's where I want to see improvement from, you know, our line and every aspect of our game. Don't worry so much about protecting them after the play. Worry about protecting them during the play, you know, and do a better job up front right there. Because so far we've had back-to-back plays, kind of a silly penalty, and then not doing our job on the play, probably because our head's in the wrong place. And then now we're sitting at 3rd and really long. The great thing is this big play offense, this is not unheard of for us to get, you know. We still got 2 plays to get 25 yards, and that's not unheard of at all.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they attack it here. They got 2 plays to get a lot of yards. 3rd and 27. They might take a shot here, or they might try to get half of it. Maybe set up a field goal. Hookstein back to pass, steps forward. He's going to tuck it and run. 40, 35, 30 down the left sideline. 25, 20, and finally knocked out of bounds at about the 15-yard line. It won't be a first down, but he got a lot of it back.
You know what they did? They put all their receivers in. They had trips on the right, and then ran the other guy across the field. The person who was out to the left. That cleared out the whole secondary. The line is almost like a quarterback draw, really, in a sense.
Yeah, I don't know if it was designed or not, but it certainly, if it was a brilliant play. Sets up 4th down and 2, gain of about 25 there by Hookstein. And he's going to keep it again. Follow Tigner right over right guard.
Got a first down
and
there.
First down. From the 15 down to about the 11, so a gain of 4 for Hookstein. 31 seconds to go as they stop the clock. They're going to move the chains.
QB power is such a good play for us in short yardage. Landon's always falling forward.
Now he's back to pass. Flush to his right. Let's see if we can get a man open. Looks like he's got him, but a flag flies. It could be defensive holding.
I think it's going to be holding on Noah Mulford, unfortunately.
So that was thrown. They're going to get one. It looks like he's got his head down a little bit. This one may come back. That was Jackson Campbell on the possible touchdown catch, but we believe it's going to come back.
I think one of the harder things, too, that took up about 15 seconds, that play. It was just a long developing play.
You could tell 78 had his head down just a little bit. Knew that the flag was probably on him. And
what do you think about that? You know, this has only been, I'd say, in the last 4 or 5 years that they now have the referee with microphones and they call out numbers. I know, you know, it used to be with high school kids. You're like, we're not going to call the numbers. We'll just call holding. What do you think?
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
You know, people want to know. I mean, people in the crowd want to know who it was.
Who called it on. It does hold the refs kind of accountable, too, to not just, you know,
Yeah, Landon, first and 22. He's got a man. The catch is made. Braden Carlson. It was just a little bit out of my view, but That play kind of snuck up on us there, but there it is, 7.9 seconds to go, touchdown Warriors.
So Landon is falling backwards and was able to heave it about 30 yards in the air, got it out there high enough, and Braden Carlson just kind of, he looked like, a dad playing with his son, where he just kind of reached over him and said, here, my ball, and another touchdown for the Warriors, and the big plays just keep on coming.
Yeah, they're up to 45 points now in the first half. Not much to complain about if you're Paul Patterson with the offense in the first half.
No, not at all. When you can get over 40 points in a half.
Gabe Johnson kick is up and through the uprights.
46.
So with 7.9 seconds to go, Norwalk on homecoming night with a commanding 46-20 lead over Boone. And we'll have a kickoff coming up here shortly. Didn't catch the yardage on that touchdown. Probably
23? Let me check for you.
The band will strike it up in the end zone. They're waiting to perform here at halftime. Play that fight song.
Gosh, we got so many stats here. It might take us all halftime to get through all that. Let's see, scoring plays. Landon Hookstein complete to Braden Carlson. 0-0.
Unofficial results of Norwalk's last scoring drive was 42 yards in 9 plays, taking 2 minutes and 22 seconds off the clock, resulting in a 26-yard touchdown pass from number
W.
Thank you, Mr. Warmer.
To number 12
for Norwalk Athletics.
So Hookstein now with touchdown passes of 47 and 26 to Carlson on the night.
You wait, we're gonna have some fun spitting out these numbers. I'm telling you, they're gonna be pretty impressive for a half of football.
Yeah, on both sides actually, because Boone has not had a lot of success offensively this year, and they've really had an outburst tonight for them. So Johnson tees it up from the 40, kicks it down precariously into the corner. Did it go out of bounds? First it did. So that'll come out to the 35. Just 7.9 seconds to go, so time for one play for Boone here. Are you ready for a chicken instant radio update while we get ready here? Let's see. Indianola 35, Perry 0. They're in the third quarter of that one. Pella 14, Newton 6 at halftime. And Pella Christian scored. Kakmarinsky a 33-yard touchdown pass, it looks like, to Trevor Veenstra. And Sigourney Kyoto still leads Pella Christian 15-13 in the fourth quarter.
Interesting one there. Interesting when Newton and Pella kind of, on opposite sides of the spectrum with the records and playing a tight one down there. Is that at Pella?
I believe that's at Newton, but not for sure. But Newton came into the game with a 4-0 record. There's Landon Davis again, another impressive run. It's going to be the last play of the half. But he gets from the 35 out to about the 43.
They're gonna look at this. Oh boy.
The band's coming on the field. Oh.
Yep.
The band is on. Well, they're in the end zone. They're not on the field.
We darn near had a disaster right there. I saw it happening because they were calling the timeout right away. He's gonna probably put about 1.3 seconds. Let me see.
So Boone had one timeout left. They get it. They're resetting the clock to what, 1.5?
1.5. I had it 1.3, but we'll give me the little standard deviation there.
Now, if this was basketball, it might make a difference of whether you get the shot off or not.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I don't think in football it's gonna. We could have just went with the one on time down and called it good, but.
So one more play here, we promise, here in the first half. It's been another long first half. We thought we'd have a shorter one. But
and you can't really you can't kill their coach, Coach Chad Klein, here when Davis has had these big plays. It's hard for him not to say, "Hey, I want to have one more crack at it."
Yeah, looks like the old Wisconsin barge again. About 8 linemen there. They're going to hand it off to Davis, and nowhere to go this time. He's stacked up on the little inside handoff. So now the band can take the field. We've achieved halftime here. And a good first half overall for Norwalk. There's a few things they'd like to fix, a few big plays they gave up, but overall they made a lot more big plays than they gave up.
Absolutely.
So we will take a little bit of a break here. We'll have a recap, some first half statistics coming your way. But 24 minutes in the book here at Norwalk's homecoming, and the Warriors lead Boone 46-20. We'll be back after this on KNIA-KRLS.com.
Please set the clock to 20 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, the Norwalk Warrior Marching Band has been working hard this year preparing their new show, Yellow Brick Road. The show brings together the music of the hit Broadway show Wicked with current pop and rock music. Tonight's performance will include the first movement, The Journey Begins, featuring No One Mourns the Wicked, Follow the Yellow Brick Road, and Dancing Through Life, followed by Country Road, Take Me Home, and No One Mourns the Wicked. They will continue their show with I'm Not That Girl, from Wicked, and Goodbye Yellow Brick Road by Sir Elton John, and finish with Defying Gravity and End of the Road. This year's band is 150 members strong, representing every activity in the high school. The band just completed their show this week and are excited to share it with you. Cheer them on as they get ready for their first competition next weekend at Cedar Rapids Prairie. Drum majors, Fred Frederick, Charlie Poppins, and Mitch Martinez. Is the band ready? Warrior Marching Band, you may take the field in exhibition!
I've been doing that like on and off again because I didn't know what it was.
You might have to stick the ladder out the window, I don't know.
Ben McCartney. The color guard is directed by Libby Pulver, and percussion by Brent Lee. How about another round of applause for your Norwalk Warrior Marching Band? At this time, please welcome to minor field the Norwalk Warrior Dance Team, coached by Nicole Prenger. Tonight, the team would like to congratulate its 3 seniors on their final football game performance of their high school dance team career. Seniors are Taryn Dunn, Natalia Hargan, and Juliana Warren. Congratulations, ladies. Join the seniors tonight on the field are juniors Ariana Backer, Jordan McConkey, sophomore Olivia Ewing, and freshman Piper Saxena, Marley Bruning, Madison Holland, Elsie Johnson, and Kaya Stolo. Don't you know, you got your pump it up, don't you know, pump it up, you got your pump it up, don't you know, pump it up, you got your pump it up, don't you know, no, don't you know. Ladies and gentlemen, your Norwalk dance team. Warrior fans, last night, the Community Pep Rally, 3 new members were enshrined into the Norwalk High School Athletic Hall of Fame. They become the 8th such class to be enshrined since the inception of the Hall of Fame in 2015. At this time, we'd like to take a moment to recognize these 2 outstanding athletes and 1 head coach. Our first Hall of Famer is Kyle Cummings. Kyle is a 2009 graduate who excelled for the Warrior Boys soccer program, helping the Warriors to 2 state runner-up championships in 2006 and 2008, and a state title championship in 2007. Kyle continued his academic and collegiate career at the University of Tulsa, helping the Hurricanes to an Elite 8 appearance in the NCAA National Soccer Tournament. Kyle is currently a manager in the fuel pricing department at the Pilot Flying J Company. He and his wife Allie reside today in League City, Texas, along with their 2 daughters, Cora 3 and Margot 2. Warrior fans, help me congratulating the 2009 Norwalk graduate and now Norwalk Athletic Hall of Famer, Kyle Cummings. Our second Hall of Fame inductee is Angie Berry Cheney. Angie is a 2006 graduate of Norwalk High School and was a multi-sport athlete, earning varsity letters while participating in cross-country, basketball, and track. She was a member of the 2006 State Basketball Championship team and was a state cross-country qualifier, finishing 16th her senior season. In track, Angie finished 8th at the state meet in the 3,000-meter run her junior season, and would follow that up her senior year in 2006, finishing 2nd in the 3,000-meter race and placing 3rd in the 1,500 race as well. She is still today the school record holder in both these events. Following her stellar high school career, Angie continued to develop her career at Central College, where she would be a 3-time Division III cross-country national qualifier. Angie is currently the assistant cross-country coach at Davis County and is a substitute teacher for the district. Angie and her husband Nathan reside today in Bloomfield, along with their 2 sons, Derek 8 and Brandon 6. Warrior fans, help me in congratulating 2006 Norwalk graduate and now Norwalk Athletic Hall of Famer, Angie Berry. Tonight, we induct our 7th former head coach into the Norwalk Athletic Hall of Fame, and like his predecessors, his tenure left an indelible mark and influence on the athletes that played for him. Coach Marshall Enderlin became the boys' head tennis coach in 1995 and would do so until he retired in 2016. During those 22 years, he compiled a career match record of 134 wins and 94 losses and won 5 district tournaments, qualifying for the state tournament with the 2001 team, finishing 3rd overall at the state meet. In addition, 38 players over those 22 years would qualify for the state tournament. In 2014, Coach Enderlin was selected to the National Federation of High Schools Coach of the Year. Coach Enderlin also serves Norwalk as an assistant or head coach in both boys golf, softball, baseball, basketball, and football, totaling a total of 89 seasons. Coach Enderlin and his wife Gwen still reside in Norwalk and have 2 children, both Norwalk graduates, Heather and Aaron. He is also a proud grandfather of 5. Norwalk Warrior fans, please welcome and congratulate former head coach and now Norwalk Athletic Hall of Famer, Coach Marshall Enderlin. Ladies and gentlemen, and all Warrior fans, it is the honor and privilege that we recognize the enshrinement of our 2022 class into the Norwalk High School Athletic Hall of Fame, Kyle Cummings, Angie Berry-Cheney, and head coach Marshall Enderlin. Congratulate and welcome them to the Norwalk High School Athletic Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Dedication and an incredible knowledge of early childhood education under the guidance of owner and director Mary Furden and her husband Brian. Little Hands Big Dreams, also open in Indianola.
Mahalo's Coffee, Mini Donuts, and Catering is a proud award-winning coffee and donut shop located off Sunset Drive in Norwalk. Mahalo's prides themselves on serving pure Hawaiian coffee and gourmet mini donuts, as well as providing live event catering and party trays for any big event. Mahalo's is also a proud supporter of Norwalk High School athletics, and they would like to take time to wish all the Warrior student athletes and teams good luck throughout the school year.
Welcome back to Norwalk here. Mike Effner along with Chris Larson. 1/2 of play in the books. Norwalk with a 46-20 homecoming lead over the Boone Toreadors. And we do have a couple of score updates. I think I've got a couple, and you've got one as well. But in the 4th quarter now, 7:37 to go. Creston leads Knoxville 33-0. And at the end of 3 quarters, it's PCM 16, Albia 7.
And I just found out that Carlisle has cut the Bondurant lead to 20-14 late in the 3rd quarter. So that's a good one down the road in Carlisle.
Maybe wearing them down with that triple option attack. I picked Carlisle on that one. Was a little hesitant on that one, but went out on a limb.
I think Bondurant won it last year.
It's hard to, I don't know.
So it's at Carlisle. I don't know. It's anybody's game still. Real quick, if you don't mind, I'd like to give a shout-out to our 3 new inductees into the Norwalk Athletic Hall of Fame. 2 athletes. Angie Berry, a 2006 grad, a phenomenal runner. Not only did she get place top 2 in one event in like the 33,000, and then in the 1 mile, I think she got 3rd her senior year. Went on to become to qualify for the nationals 3 times. While she was at Central. And then Kyle Cummings was a soccer player for the Warriors, and I missed a little bit of his stats. I believe he originally went to Tulsa. I don't know, Coach Kralik, if you're still listening, if you're still hanging with us, let me know, because I missed his bio, and I was kind of disappointed. I had the headset on. I wanted to say he originally went to Tulsa for soccer, but I don't know where he ended up his collegiate career. And just was in the heyday of Warrior soccer, where they were just a fixture at the state soccer tournament. And then Marshall Enderlin, tennis coach, was best known for. But this is my favorite stat I heard about him. He coached 89 seasons at Norwalk, because he coached everything from football to baseball, a lot at the middle school levels, but to coach 89 seasons, that's giving back to your community right there, Mike.
Not too shabby, no. 89 seasons in multiple sports. Congratulations to those Warrior Athletic Hall of Fame honorees for this year.
Yep.
And here we're probably about a minute or two away from the second half kickoff. What do you want to see out of Norwalk in the second half? I feel like they're probably going to try to maybe establish the running game just a little bit.
Well, you and I were talking. Here's the deal. It's fun and it's exciting and it's really great. But we want to see our defense make sure to I don't want to say we got to pitch a shutout, but I don't think that the coaching staff or the players themselves would say that it's acceptable if Boone comes out of here with 40 points or even over 30 points, right? So let's make sure we keep them under 30. And then on the offensive side, I agree. Let's be able to grind out some first downs on the ground. Let's see if we can't use that underneath passing game. All what I'd like to see.
Yeah, and it's a 26-point game right now, closer than maybe people expected coming into the night. So the starters are going to play a little bit longer than maybe they had planned on, but a chance to continue to work on things, a chance for the defense at halftime to just maybe regroup. Yep. And, I don't think there's been a turnover yet in this game, so maybe they can
start here.
Force
maybe
a turnover.
Strip, the ball once they get it. And let's set the tone right away on this first possession. Boone's going to get the ball. But if you're the Warriors, let's set the tone and bring some physicality on the defensive side of the ball.
So we missed this. Normally the opening kickoff is presented by El Maya Mexican Restaurant. So the second half kickoff tonight is going to be presented by El Maya Mexican Restaurant as Gabe Johnson gets ready to boot it away. That would be maybe a good place to stop by later if they're still open.
What, have you ate there?
Yes, several times.
Phenomenal food.
Yeah, I've tried 3 or 4 different things and never disappoints.
It's always good.
There's a beef burrito that has bacon in it. I don't know if you've had that.
I have not, but it sounds, you're making me hungry again.
So the kick is away, and it's going to be taken by Davis down inside the 5. He's cutting across the field, gets a block, maybe a block in the back. They do flag it.
Block in the back, yep.
So that one is going to come back, and that'll put Boone in a hole to start the third quarter. So that was the second half kickoff presented by El Maya Mexican Restaurant. El Maya is the perfect place for those family get-togethers, business lunches, dinners, cocktail receptions, private events, or a quick stop after the game. There you go, Chris.
There you go.
El Maya Mexican Restaurant in Norwalk.
Let's give Caden Mendoza a shout-out. He was hustling down on that kickoff, earned the block in the back, and that'll start the Toreadors deep in their own territory. Hey.
We're good.
Here we go. All right. So, Boone starting deep in their own territory, and let's see if our defense can't come out and really assert itself to start the second half.
Yeah, going to be starting at their own 8-yard line. Defense will look to make a play here early for Norwalk, or just get a 3 and out and get that ball back inside the 50 again. They've had some good field position along the way.
Wrap up.
And off to Davis, a quick cut back. He breaks one tackle, falls forward to about the 13-yard line, gain of about 5.
I think we are finding out something, though. I keep saying this. Let's continue to go back to Davis, though. He's really quite the shifty little player back there. And so, obviously, we're finding that strength of schedule that we talked about with Boone. There's always some really good defensive teams, because if they bottled him up to where he hadn't gotten over 160 yards rushing yet this season, he's really shown off his skills tonight.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't completely healthy. We don't know.
Right,
I mean,
right.
Or these teams they've been playing have got some really good defenses. There he goes. First down run, breaks a tackle. Now tries to cut back. He's not looking to go out of bounds. He's looking to get more yards. Finally corralled and pushed out of bounds up near the 40-yard line, so a gain of about 27.
I tell you what, he is a scutterbug for sure.
He's going to be over 200 here shortly.
All right. Well, hey, I'm kind of proud of my knowledge. Thank you, Coach Kralik. Kyle was at Tulsa for all 4 years, so I had that pegged. And he scored the game-winning goal in the first ever Norwalk Boys State Soccer Championship. I think since then they've won 4 more, I want to say.
They've racked them up. So first down and 10 here at the 40. This time a better job by the Norwalk defense of corralling Mr. Davis, I believe, is at the bottom of that pile.
Really nice job that time. That's more what we're looking for. I like the gang tackling, right? With a guy like him, you got to just get your paws on him and hold up, and it might be the second guy who's going to bring him down, but just don't let him get away from you.
Yeah, low center of gravity. Landon Davis, the senior running back. 5'6", 175 is what they list him at.
Yeah, he's a scat back. Quillen McMurray on the tackle on that last play.
So a gain of 2 that time on the forward progress.
Fumble.
And a fumbled snap again by Judge, but he picks it up. He's going to make something out of nothing here. Gets across the 45 to about the 47 or 48.
A little extracurricular activity, but no harm, no foul here. Okay, 3rd and 2 here for the Toreadors. Let's see if the Warrior defense can't bow up here.
Yeah, big play if you're the Norwalk defense here. 3rd down and 2. They've already given up a substantial run to Davis, but a chance to stop the Toreadors short of midfield here. And we'll see what could be 4-down territory at this point in the game. 3rd down and 2. Judge under center. I formation. Going to give it to Davis. He is wrapped up low there by
Will Clark, I think.
Will Clark got him low.
Yep.
He fell forward, but short. He gets 1 yard.
I think they're
Now the ref on our side has it
all right.
marked on the correct 49-yard line.
Look at my guy over here. Now, what are we doing here,
Oh,
fellas?
are they really? I guess they're going to have to talk that one over. But the guy on our side had it right. He was on Boone's 49-yard line.
Yeah. We got to get that cleaned up.
Or a little bit shy of the 49. So it'll be 4th and 1.
Yep.
Nearing the 9-minute mark of the 3rd quarter. I think Boone's going to go for it here.
Yeah,
they got nothing to lose at this point.
No doubt about it. Now we're changing footballs. Not sure what that's all about. I don't know. Something about these games, it seems like we're in slow motion.
If anything can happen to slow the game down, it seems like it'll happen. So. Big play coming up, though. 4th down and 1. 9-10. Now they're going to wind the clock.
Give him a fresh 40 seconds on the clock, and let's see what we do here. A big 4th down here for the Warriors. Let's see if we can't get a stop. Get off the field.
Everybody packed in. It's going to be a quarterback sneak. Judge trying to lean ahead there. He's stacked up, but I think forward progress is going to have the first down. So another effective quarterback sneak by Jay Judge.
You know, we talked about
Jake Judge.
That he also plays linebacker, kind of outside linebacker. So he's a big, strong kid, and I think they might have went on the silent count there because you could see him in the center move before anybody else did. Coach Boyce, when I used to coach middle school football, our B team, that used to be our favorite play, the quarterback sneak on a silent count.
That's not a bad play there. Chad Klein, of course, the coach for Boone, was, I think, part of a state title team with Kemper not that long ago.
Yeah.
Davis off left tackle here. Now he turns it upfield, gets about 5 or 6 there, continuing to rack up the yards and have a good yards per carry.
I got to tell you a fun story about that. So we used to love doing that until we had a quarterback who got up there and went through his whole cadence down, set. We're like, silent count means silent. We had to explain it to him.
Not just silent on the hut part, but silent all the way through.
Silent, so it caused a lot of confusion in our 8th graders. It was a whole lot of fun, though.
Gain of 6 for Davis, down to the 43-yard line of Norwalk. 2nd down. Now they give it to the up man, the fullback there, and he falls forward right at the 40-yard line. He's going to be about 1 yard short.
Well, and so as we talk about this now, Boone has taken the ball about 60 yards. We've talked about our district, right? Now next week, Indianola is probably a little bit more of a balanced attack, but we're going to play two teams in Bondurant and Carlisle who are going to run the ball and run some more, and so we really got to get this taken care of.
3rd down and 1 coming up. Judge under center, I formation again. H back to the left. We're going to hand it to Davis. He skips by one guy. I thought he was going to pop out of there again, but some pressure there in the backfield. He juked right around it and gets about 6 yards up inside the 45 to about the 43.
Yeah, so they do have that barge look. You remember that back when Wisconsin went and kind of ran all over Nebraska.
I remember it well. Now don't tell Livingston about that one.
Well, I wanted to make sure that he gets a good earful of that because I think it was like 70 to something. Their offense looked like the Warriors' offense does tonight.
I think they almost had 70 before the 3rd quarter ended.
Melvin Gordon, James White, and Monty Ball all in the same backfield.
That's a pretty good collection there. Toss play to the left. This time, good containment out there on the right side, and Davis is tackled just inside the 45, the 35 at the 34-yard line.
Well, and Brett Bielema was the coach and kind of installed that barge concept, and now he's doing good things at Illinois. And so you bring up, Coach Klein and all his success. He's not just sitting still being 0-4 and thinking, hey, we can't get better. He is obviously coaching up his football team and doing a great job because they have really come to play tonight.
Yeah, want to definitely stress that this does not look like an 0-4 football team.
No, not at all.
I formation again. It's 2nd down and 11.
Reverse.
This time a little inside counter play, and that was number 13. He's still on his feet, fighting hard for extra yardage out there. It's Noah Davies.
That's going to be on Boone, though. You got to, that's what we talked about on our end. So that's going to put them well behind the sticks after that, after a relatively nice game there.
It was that freshman, Noah Davies, on the little end around there, the sweet play to the left. But it's going to come back. Still waiting.
On Boone. I saw it all. It had to be on Boone. Yep.
Personal foul on one of the offensive linemen. We've seen a lot of penalties on the offensive linemen tonight on both teams.
Big boys aren't happy tonight.
They're just a little. You'd think that they wouldn't be so sour. It's a nice, cool night.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we thought they were going to be a little happier. Obviously not.
So that pushes the ball back to the 42-yard line of Norwalk, and it'll bring up 3rd and very long.
Yeah, and Boone really has had no passing game to speak of tonight, and so it'll be interesting to see what they decide to do here. Do you try and just get maybe a little bit of yardage? Do you give Davis the ball? And, he's broke a lot of big plays, so.
Yeah, not a bad idea with 2 plays to work with, see what he can do on 3rd and 19. At the 42, Judge is going to roll out with it, finds a little bit of room, then he's tackled hard at about the 36-yard line. So an interesting look there. We haven't seen too much of that. Judge kind of just rolled out to his right. I don't know, maybe it was a busted play.
Good to see Chase Borchert getting back in there. Caleb Bockenpaw was in for a play. Just wanted to make sure Chase wasn't hurt. One of our leading tacklers tonight. So good to see him back on the field.
We've played over 7 minutes in the 3rd quarter here. 4:46 to go as Boone is now facing a 4th down and 12 at the Norwalk 36-yard line.
I think they might be running it down all the way. I'm going to call a timeout here, which not bad. If you look at it again from Coach Klein's standpoint, he has now taken up what would that be? Almost 2/3 of the 3rd quarter, and held the ball.
Doesn't seem possible that Norwalk hasn't had the ball yet in this 3rd quarter, but they're trying to get it back here. 1 play away from maybe doing that. 4:26 left. And we do have more updates coming in. The Chicken Instant Radio update sees there's score at the end of the 3rd quarter. Carlisle 21, Bondurant Farrar 20. So Carlisle has taken the lead there. Final score, Southeast Warren 52, Montezuma 20. Creston 39, Knoxville 0. That has gone final. And Pella, it is Pella's homecoming. I wanted to mention that. Pella 14, Newton 12. That's a dogfight. Pella's 0-4, trying to avoid a rare 0-5 start. Newton, I think, was undefeated. End of 3 there, Pella leading 14-12.
Well, fourth and long for the Toreadors, and I don't know. We'll see what they go with. I won't be surprised to see him try and sneak the tight end out here and see if they can't get a Hail Mary sort of.
Yeah, another double tight look. Davis bounces it outside. Can they contain him? It looks like they will.
Yep.
One missed tackle out there by Tompkins, but enough of his friends were behind him to force Davis out of bounds at about the 32-yard line, and Norwalk's going to take over on downs.
Yeah, Chase Borchard ended up with the tackle, but let's give Caden some credit on that. He didn't make the play, but that's kind of what we were talking about before with him. He also didn't lose contain.
Right.
He forced Davis to slow down, and then his friends could come. So good job by the Warriors secondary. That's what we were looking for, right?
For sure. I mean, he did his job there, as you'd say, and tackled at the 31-yard line. Norwalk's going to take over. 4:17 left in the third quarter. They finally get the ball here in the second half, leading at 46-20. And Hookstein, the ball slipped out of his hand as he went to pass it. It was a loose ball, but he's able to fall on it. It'll be a loss on the play. So maybe that pigskin is a little slippery down there.
You betcha. Going to be a second and long. Coming up. There we go.
Second long. Loss of 8 on the play. This time they fake the handoff to Tigner. Hookstein's on the loose. Breaks one tackle. Dodges over to his right. Gets across the 35. Out to about the 37. A gain of 13.
And he does such a good job with shedding those tacklers, doesn't he? Guys just kind of bounce off of me. He has that natural lean to him. Again, I just continue to be so impressed. Nice job blocking up front. Let's see if we can't convert on third down.
And he makes it look easy when he does it.
Sure does.
So 3rd and 4 here. Finds a short toss out to Braden Carlson, and Carlson knows what to do with it on 3rd and 4. Turns it upfield, gets out near midfield before he's tackled at about the 49, 47.
Yeah, it doesn't get much easier on that. They have to give him a little bit of a cushion there, and Landon was like, "We'll take that," and a little pitch and catch, and pretty easy first down.
Taking what the defense gives you there, a prime example of that, and it's hard to defend these guys because they have the speed to blow by you, they have the height to go up over you. Hard to know how to defend them.
Yeah, most definitely. Now we get a fresh set of downs. Let's see what we got in store. There's Tigner.
Tigner get the ball. He's got a little room to move. Breaks one tackle, but he is taken down after a nice little gain inside the 50 down to about the 48. I think it was Ethan Sproul with the tackle, number 11.
Really nice job. I want to continue to compliment Boone, though. They're just playing good, tough, hard-nosed football. Nice job continuing to be very competitive here.
Gain of 5 for Tigner on the play. 2nd down and 5 now. Warriors with the ball at Boone's 48.
Go.
Tigner hard running right up the middle. That's what we want to see, is see if they can, just put their nose to the grindstone and pick up some tough yards. He gets 3 right there. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2.
Yeah, you really like to see that. I'd love to see him go right back to Tigner. Let's just see if we can't, complete a set of downs and with him getting his own first down.
3rd and a short 2. This time Hookstein's going to keep it, and he's tackled a nice tackle in the open field out there by number 2 of Boone. That was Jake Judge, the quarterback.
We got a referee down. Let's hope he's all right.
I didn't see it.
It was the back judge, and I think 2 guys blocking just ended up kind of hitting into him, and man, he went down hard.
He's up to his feet. That's good to see.
And look, a great job by Jackson Campbell. He helped him up, and then they kind of gave each other a little hug. And Jackson, who's just a great kid, is concerned about the safety of the official. Pete Sand is out there, I think, taking a look at him now. Just checking to make sure everything's okay.
He's a crafty veteran. I think it's going to be tough to get him off the field.
Take that back. I'm not sure that was Pete, actually. That might have been the Boone trainer out there.
Looks like it. So it was a first down carry on the play. It was a nice tackle by Judge, but
yeah.
Hookstein does pick up the first down, and the ball is going to be at the 42. Hookstein now shotgun, tosses it out to Tigner, trying to get around the right side, cuts it inside. It may come down. There's a flag thrown in the area of holding.
Dominic Tigner on the carry for Norwalk.
So they're trying to get Dominic Tigner going here late in this third quarter.
Yeah, definitely.
All those statistics put up in the first half. Tigner had 5 carries for 17 yards in the first half. Now that's at least 3 carries now so far on this drive.
Yeah, looking really good. And I just like to see that we're being committed to it and trying to get better at something. It's going to be big as the year winds down.
So moves it all the way back. It's going to be first down and 22. Norwalk back on their side of the 50 now at the 45. Hookstein back to pass, maybe looking over the middle. He overthrows Dylan Rank. A rare overthrow there. Nearly could have been intercepted, but missed his man that time.
Yeah. It's so it happens so rarely. It's almost like it's surprising for us a little bit.
He is human, so that's going to happen. We got a final score here. Instant radio update from the Chicken. PCM is able to get by Albia 16-7, and Newton has kicked a field goal, a 21-yard field goal. Newton now leads Pella 15-14, trying to spoil the Dutchess homecoming.
Isn't that nuts? That would be, when's the last time a Pella football team has started 0-5? I'm sure somebody back at the station knows, unfortunately, but it's been a long time.
Oh, Hookstein looking to set up a screen. He waited a long time, and he was
They're going to call him down.
They're going to call grounding, or they're going to call him down?
Down.
He was able to get rid of it, but they're going to say that he was down before he released it there. Looked like trying to set up a screen that never developed.
Yeah, obviously there was a little bit of confusion, and then he tried to just get the ball out of his hands, but not able to be successful. And we got 3rd and a country mile here.
3rd and 34.
Hey, it can be done, though, with this offense.
They might have him right where they want him. 1:19 and counting here. Hookstein looks to pass. He's going to tuck it and run. Let's see how much he can get. They do a good job there. Looks like Judge and one of the other defensive backs came up, Ethan Sproley. Judge and Ethan Sproley make the tackle at the 39-yard line.
Nice job by the Toreador defense getting a hold.
So that brings up 4th and 28, and for sure a punting situation here as we're under a minute. I don't think we've taken a commercial break in the whole third quarter.
It's been a lot of play. I was going to ask you all night, though, so do you know what a Toreador is?
That's a bullfighter.
Bullfighter, right? Now, do you know what I think makes Boone one of the most unique schools in the whole state, though? Not their nickname.
I know they're from Boone County, but what else can you tell me? Hookstein punts it away. It rolls dead inside the 10.
Beautiful kick, first of all, by Landon.
Yeah.
Now we're going kind of back to the kickoff. Let's just see if anybody's listening still and can come up with a little fun fact here as this next drive starts. You can take your guess. I'll give you a little bit of time to think about it.
Oh, okay, repeat the question if you would. 23.7 seconds left in the third.
It's not the Toreadors, but Boone has a feature of their school, their athletic program, that makes them one of the most unique athletic programs in the state.
I feel like I should know this. If they're in the same town as the Iowa High School Athletic Association. I'm trying to rack my brain here. Just give me a second here. Davis on the carry from the 8-yard line.
Coach
Will
Kralik
Clark makes the tackle.
Driving home, and he's got it.
He's all over it.
He's got it. We're going to give you a little break to think about it and come back with your final answer.
You know, I give up. Just go with it.
They are the only team in the state with the colors red and green.
Red and green? I didn't realize green was part of the color scheme.
That is their school colors, red and green. They used to be in the little Hawkeye, I'm telling you.
I believe you.
You can fact check me, and I don't know. That's just what I've been told. So little fun for you.
I've never seen any green on any of their uniforms. Maybe I've just missed it. I got glasses now, so there it is. Tiny bit of.
There you go.
You proved it. So, hey, the third quarter has come to an end here amidst all this. So it's 46-20 Norwalk, a scoreless third quarter. We'll take a quick break here on KNIA KRLS and be back right after this.
Remax Precision of Norwalk is ready to help lead the search for your next home. Remax Precision is a premier upscale real estate firm specializing in new construction, residential, and commercial real estate in central Iowa. Their mission is to provide a better type of service for both the realtor and clientele through the use of technology, agent experience, and exceptional market knowledge. Contact Remax Precision today at 515-201-4203. Remax Precision of Norwalk is also a proud supporter of Norwalk High School athletics, and they want to wish the Warrior student athletes and teams an outstanding school year. Unity Point Clinic Norwalk provides family medicine for people of all ages in Norwalk and the surrounding area. Conveniently located at 801 Colonial Circle and open Monday through Fridays 7:30 to 5:30 and Fridays 7:30 to 5. Unity Point Clinic Norwalk can provide a variety of services for your physical, emotional, and mental health needs such as routine checkups, immunizations, annual physical exams, and other preventative care. Board-certified providers can also care for injuries, acute medical conditions, and chronic diseases. When it comes to your health, trusted professionals at Unity Point Clinic Norwalk.
And we're back in Norwalk here. Start of the fourth quarter.
A little pass.
And inside, they're pinned inside their own 10-yard line is Boone.
Good
An incomplete
coverage.
pass there. Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Good coverage by Chase Borchert there. Doing a really good job.
So Norwalk, again, chance to get a stop here and get some really good field position with 11:55 left in the third quarter. Boone is going to be facing 3rd down and 12 and really hasn't thrown the ball much at all tonight. Their offense was, I thought, somewhat semi-balanced coming into this one, but they really haven't chucked it much.
Yeah, it really, I don't know if this was just a fresh approach for them once they got to districts, but it's sure working for them.
This time Davis trying to find some room as he runs over right tackle, but a good job of containment out there and gang tackling again by Norwalk. So they get the stop now. It'll be 4th and 12, and Boone's going to punt it away.
Don't have much to update really stats-wise because that whole quarter was really just about a 90-yard drive by Boone, which obviously upped the yardage for especially Mr. Davis here. I'm trying to get to that, but it's not.
Instant radio update from the Chicken. Newton has scored again. They missed the PAT, so they now lead at 21-14 over Pella. Still 8 minutes and 11 seconds left.
Okay, so it's still going. Landon Davis is up to 171 yards rushing and has 1 TD, which has been pretty much the show, and not much has changed for the Warriors at this point. We did have a quick timeout by the Warriors, a little personnel issue. Weird that they ended up 21-14, and they've kind of been all over the scoreboard, and now they have a pretty traditional score at this point.
Somehow it works out that way, yeah. So Boone's punter back in his own end zone, feeling a little heat, gets it off. A little contact, no call there. It hits a Norwalk player in the foot. And there's the first turnover of the football game. I didn't see who that was. That Tompkins?
Caden Tompkins. Yeah, you got to get out of there.
Yeah, that's where you call out Peter.
Yeah.
And the short punt hits Tompkins in the foot. Boone is able to recover it, so they're going to continue now their drive with 11:21 left in this one. We saw 66 points in the first half of this one and none in the third quarter. So another bizarre statistic from the night.
High school sports, right? I mean, who knows?
It's getting chilly up here in the booth. It almost feels like we could have a frost tonight.
Yeah, it sure would. The grass has been growing, so I wouldn't mind that. I enjoy mowing, but I wouldn't mind a little break.
Yeah, after about 2 months of not having to touch the mower.
I know,
now
it was crazy.
Davis on a carry there.
Yep.
Gets a short gain of about 3. Bring up a 2nd down and 7 at the 25 for Boone.
Coach Patterson is giving the side judge an earful.
Did you know that Coach Patterson?
Look at him. He's helping him.
Well, he's a helpful man.
A helpful fella. We're gonna have to find out after the game what that was all about right there.
He picked up his first unsportsmanlike last week. He told me in 26 years. It was.
I'm not gonna lie, he could have got a second one right there because he was out on the field right there. Quarterback sneak for the Toreadors. Look at, you could tell, I've known Coach B. He's been a friend for a long time. You could tell he kind of walked away from the ref right there. He's probably remembering last week and going, all right, I
don't want history to repeat itself here this soon.
He was not happy about something, and so we're going to have to find out what's going on down there.
So the clock ticks down to about 10 minutes left in this one. 3rd and 4 coming up for Boone. They're at their own 28-yard line. Be interesting to see some of these scores, how they end up. The Newton-Pella game, the Carlisle-Bonner-Ferrara game.
Oh, little movement.
Didn't see a whistle. No. Davis hasn't. He's got room to move. 1st down and more. And he's brought down by Tompkins. And is that a Borchard Johnson? No.
What was it?
Chase Borchard. Sorry.
Yeah, Borchard again. Nice job by Chase. Unfortunately, Chase is having a really nice game. The problem is when your safety's getting that many tackles, it's not a good sign.
All the way out to the 40-yard line. 1st down carry by Davis as he's maybe over 200 yards by now.
Chase is also favoring something. Maybe it's his left hand. We got to keep an eye on that.
And I'll be interested in talking to Coach Patterson after this one to see if, all these formations we've seen from Boone tonight, the really tight formations, double tight, if that's something they've shown or if this is a whole new philosophy that they went to this week.
Kind of makes you feel, obviously we don't do a whole lot of scouting for our production, and I definitely didn't watch Boone this week, but it makes me feel like they've just gone to an entirely new offense, and probably Norwalk's having to adjust on the fly a little bit.
They've been able to make some good defensive stands here in the second half, but Boone's actually had the ball most of the time.
And I think also, I think all the coaching staff would be the first to tell you, it's nothing overly.
Oh, good.
There we go. Will Clark.
Will Clark in the backfield immediately read that toss play.
Yeah.
Got through his blocker and makes the solo tackle. Beautiful play, Will Clark.
Yeah, but it's nothing overly complicated that, they shouldn't be able to adjust to in-game, too.
So a loss of about 7 there. As Will Clark, another tackle for loss. He's got to be in double digits now on the season.
Yeah, he really continues to play at a really high level for the Warrior defense.
A lot of speed coming off that outside from his linebacker position. Down to 8 minutes now. 3rd down and 18 for the Toreadors.
Yeah, long ways to go here.
And refs blow it dead. Looks like we got a timeout or a delay of game. That timeout was called. 7:51 left. We'll take a quick timeout as well here. You're listening to High School Football on KNIAKRLS.com. We'll be back right after this.
The cold weather is coming, and before you know it, you'll be wondering where to take your vehicle when it's not starting, running properly, or just being annoying. When it comes to servicing your vehicle, think Southtown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Indianola. Stop in before the cold arrives and make sure your vehicle is prepared for the winter ahead. They have a team of qualified service technicians who are standing by, ready to help with any of your service-related needs. So before it's too cold, stop into Southtown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of Indianola to get your vehicle serviced now.
Know what decisions are being made at local school board sessions, Board of Supervisors meetings, and City Council meetings by listening to KNIA News. Our award-winning news staff will bring you information from your elected officials and decision makers, as well as heartfelt feature stories, weather coverage, and more. If you miss it on air, find it all on KNIAKRLS.com. The one to count on for today's local news is KNIA Knoxville, Indianola.
We're back in Norwalk, 7:51 to go in this one, and a big 3rd down and 18. Well, not a big one, but a long ways to go for Boone. 3rd down and 18. Judge is back to pass, and Will Clark hits him first. The ball's loose. A sack for Will Clark, and it's recovered by Norwalk. Didn't see who had the recovery, but the first takeaway of the night for the Warriors.
What do we got going on here? That's pretty obvious, isn't it? They must have said that. Oh, they called it an incomplete pass.
Well, we don't have the advantage of replay, but I could have sworn that Will Clark hit him.
Yeah, I thought so too.
So they take a sack away from Will Clark and a fumble recovery away from the Warriors.
Yeah.
It'll bring up 4th down and 18. Looks like Boone will punt it from their own 33. see you're watching you got some games going live.
Games here. We got Pella's looking to get a stop here on Newton. 4 minutes left in that one, and it's 21-14, still Newton. Let's see if we can't see the Carlisle.
That'd be a big win for Newton to get to 5-0.
Sure would be. Sure would be.
So we've got a situation out here, dead ball on 4th and 18. Boone is lined up to punt from their own 33. 7:43 to go in this one, 46-20. Norwalk over Boone, and that was our halftime score.
Which is crazy to have that many points in the first half and this few in the second half.
And it looked like that was either low or partially blocked on that punt. It rolls out of bounds around midfield. So we'll see what Norwalk can do with it now. 7.5 minutes to go. See if they can get something positive on offense going here to end this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see what can happen. You know, you'd like to really get a nice drive to punctuate this half for the offense and end this game. They've obviously played really well, so let's see if they can't get the job done.
Okay, Hookstein back to pass here. He's going to find his man Dylan Rank over on the right flat. He gets about 5 or 6 yards there. Good job by Boone of taking him down after a short gain.
Yep, nice job. Little pitch and catch there. Good positive play on first down.
Tackle the play by number 4, Vinny Hayes.
Vinny Hayes given credit for that tackle for Boone. Gain of 5 on the play. We're going to spot the ball at Boone's 44-yard line. Hookstein back out there in the pistol. Going to hand it off to He's going to keep it. Fakes the handoff. Now we're going to run that option play again with Skylar Olson on the outside. It's good for a first down and more. Olson down inside the 40. Down to about the 36-yard line. So we've seen that play about 3 times tonight.
Yeah, sure have. And it's kind of a nice little wrinkle. I like to see the offense continuing to grow. It's nice to see.
They're going to spot it at the 35, so a nice gain there for Olson again on that option play. 6.5 minutes left in this one. Hookstein, quick strike out there to Braden Carlson, and he turns it upfield. Another nice first down play for the Warriors. They get about 9 yards here, it looks like, down to the 26 or the 27. Call it a gain of 8. You've got a chicken radio update brewing over there on your phone.
We do. It was 4th and 1 for Newton, and it looks like they got the first down, and they're going to have a fresh set of downs. 21-14, they lead Pella with 3:45 left in the ball game.
Looks like Newton's got some big hosses on that O-line.
Sure do, don't they? Oh.
Dominic Tigner shake and bake there. A flag flies. Showing some good moves in the open field on 2nd and 2.
Well, and I don't think this is going to be the flag, but it was one of those read options, and the read man just leveled Landon Hookstein, and
yeah.
You know, that's the worst case scenario for the Warriors right there, obviously.
Yeah,
especially at this point in the game, the final score is not really. I mean, I guess they could still be in doubt, but the who's going to win this game is not in doubt.
No, that hasn't been really in doubt the whole half since Norwalk kind of took control going into halftime. They've kind of sat on that 26-point lead all of the second half here. Oh, offsetting penalties, or they're going to, offset. So holding and face mask. So we'll try it again on 2nd down and 2.
I tell you what, not only is he a really good player, we have a lot of tough kids out there. Landon leads the way as the quarterback, though.
Oh, wow. My upset special is coming to fruition. Carlisle 36, Bar 20, under 2 minutes to go in the 4th quarter.
And they came, I think it was 20-7 at one time, right?
I believe so. I think they were down 2 scores. Tigner on 2nd down and 2. Nice carry up the middle, gets the first down. He's tackled at about the 21, gain of 6 for Tigner.
Nice job, Dominic. Love seeing that running game going. Good job by the Warriors. Let's see if we can't cap this off.
would love to see Mr. Tigner get loose here from about 20 yards out and take it to the house.
You and me both. I think we both talked about this. We want to continue to establish that. Plus, the better he runs, the less pressure that puts on Landon in the run game.
5:44 to go. First and down from the 20. Two receivers right, one man left. They give it to Tigner. He's loose. 15. Gets inside, carries a man inside the 10, down to about the 9. Good first down run there by Dominic Tigner.
Excellent job by Dominic. Good job by the O-line there. The big fellas up front. First and goal for the Warriors.
Talking about that Carlisle game, and they run that triple option, got to think maybe they just kind of wore down Bondurant Farrar by the end of that game, taking control. Maybe turnovers were a big factor.
It makes you wonder if turnovers weren't a factor. Tell you, this district, it's going to be really fun down the stretch. Whoever wins, it's gonna earn it.
That's for sure. First and goal from the 9. It's Tigner again. Can he get down in there? No, he's tripped up and carried a tackler inside the 5 and dives forward to the 2-yard line. So I think they're going to keep going to Dominic till he finds the end zone.
Hey, we're liking it, though, right? This is exactly what the doctor ordered. Good job blocking up front, and Dominic continues to run hard. And let's finish this drive off with a touchdown. Only the second drive for the Warriors this half.
That's incredible after about 8 or 9 possessions in the first half.
It's crazy.
Second and goal in the pistol. Tigner, you could tell he was going to get the ball, but he's pulled. One of those big linemen grabbed a hold of him and pulled him back for Boone. So they'll mark that down at the 1. Or will they?
No, they're going to mark him down.
Mark him down.
So let's see what Coach Patterson decides to do. I mean, I will tell you, he has kind of his choice out here on the perimeter. It would be on the right side you have Dylan Rank. On the left you have Braden Carlson. And either of them, I think, it could easily run a little fade and get the touchdown if they wanted it.
Third and goal at the 1. They're giving it to Tigner down. Again, he puts his head down and gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Dominic Tigner, his first of the night and probably his 4th or 5th of the season. And with exactly 4 minutes to go in this one, they're over half 100, 52-20 Norwalk over Carlisle.
That was a stubborn drive by Coach Patterson, right? That was challenged him at halftime. He had talked about wanting to establish the run game. I love to see that because, like we said, winning or losing isn't in doubt, but you know what? He just showed his kids, even in the fourth quarter, we can go and run over teams and run it into the end zone. Love it.
And I think the O-line proved something to Coach Patterson on that one is, hey, we can do this. We, trust us to lead a drive like that down the field. Extra point up and good by Gabe Johnson. And with that,
he's getting some good height on his kick here lately. It's looking
for sure.
good.
They're looking good, right? Coming off the foot really good. Splitting the uprights, and with 4 minutes to go here, it's 53-20, Norwalk over Boone on homecoming night. We'll take a quick break, be back after this. You're listening to high school football on KNIA-KRLS.com.
Listen to KNIA Radio for today's news and sports anywhere you go with the free KNIA mobile apps. Download the free KNIA 94.3 mobile app for Indianola Indians games and the KNIA 95.3 mobile app for Knoxville Panthers action. Catch all of today's local news and weather on both apps. Go to your app store and get the free apps for your phone or tablet. Again, KNIA 94.3 and KNIA 95.3. The one to count on is KNIA Indianola Knoxville.
Stay in the know with everything going on throughout Indianola and Warren County with Let's Talk Indianola. You can hear in-depth discussions with lawmakers, city officials, and leaders of our community during all 3 KNIA hour-long news magazines. You can also find Let's Talk Indianola 24 hours a day on KNIA-KRLS.com and download them on Apple Podcasts and Google Play. The one to count on for today's news and local information is KNIA Knoxville, Indianola.
Welcome back to Norwalk. Mike Effner along with Chris Larson. Chris is keeping tabs on that Pella Newton game on his phone.
Yeah, kind of a crazy play there. They kind of running out the clock, but on second down, the Newton runner ran out of bounds, and it's going to give Pella probably a chance to get the ball back. It's 3rd and 8 right now, so we'll see if they can't get a first down. But this one here is not in jeopardy anymore. The Warriors are going to win it tonight.
53-20 is your score. Norwalk over Boone. We just had a 1-yard touchdown run by Dominic Tigner with 4 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
There you go.
And good coverage downfield on that kickoff. Guess who?
Will Clark. He's been everywhere. First down for Newton. Did a little QB bootleg, naked boot, and quarterback slid down in bounds. They're going to kneel it out and get their 5th win of the season.
Wow, and Pella goes to 0-5 on homecoming night.
So is Carlisle's only loss to Lewis Central too? Are they 4-1 as well?
I believe so. I mean, that was a game that ended up, it was a 21-point game, ended up a 7-point game in the fourth quarter. So they're a finishing team, I guess.
Yeah, very well. That's how they play too. You know, they run the ball, and that feeds right into it. Yeah, we got a scrum going on.
It looks like rugby out there.
Yeah, no doubt.
I see the rugby club. There was a rugby club that had something going on out here before the game, but that did look like a scrum. Instant radio update from the Chicken. Final score: Central Decatur 27, Pleasantville 0.
Like the Warriors are bringing in the twos on defense to get them a rep here.
And that Carlisle game has gone final. Carlisle 36, Bondurant for our 20 final score. I believe they ended the game with about 4 consecutive scores.
You know, this is kind of interesting. We'll watch this play and get back to it.
2nd down and 7 for Boone. Looks like another fumbled snap by Judge. Able to get the handoff to Davis. And he's taken down for a short gain at the 25.
But if you think about it, now Warren County, the 4A teams in Warren County, let me correct myself. The 4A teams in Warren County all sitting at 4-1. All 3 of them, their only losses to number 1 Lewis Central, and kind of getting ready for the Warren County showdowns. Next week, Indianola and Norwalk. Then I believe it's Norwalk or Indianola Carlisle, if I'm not mistaken, and then Carlisle Norwalk the week after. So, what a few weeks of football. Well, you know, a month of football we're gonna have here.
Yeah, and Bondurant for ours is going to be 0-1 in the district, but they're still a major part of this race.
Look at that little reverse here.
Little reverse to 13 again. He's had a good night. This is his best carry of the night by far on that little counter play. The freshman, Noah Davies.
Yeah, tough little freshman, huh?
On 3rd and 5, gets from the 25 all the way up to the 48, so a gain of about 23 for Davies.
Clock running with 2 minutes, 15 seconds. This is going to be it for the Toreadors. Probably their last drive of the night.
Looks like some reserves in the game defensively now for Norwalk as well.
All the 2s are in there now, so good job out of the coaching staff, right? Don't want any injuries here. Got to tackle him, though.
Oh, you're going to have to contain him out there. Davis bounces to the outside, and a good job by the second-string guys of corralling him after a gain inside the 40-yard line. So a first down run for Davis, but they prevented him from getting loose.
I think that was Caleb Aukenpaw over there, and then 28. Who's 28 for us? Nate Plattner, maybe? I think maybe it's 25. And, God, it looks like 26. Because I think Nate's in the safety. Anyways, nice job by the cornerback over there. Sorry if it's not Nate Plattner. But, you know, nice job contain, right? Just didn't make the tackle, but he forced him inside.
So first down, Boone now. 1:22 to go in this one. Davis is going to get another carry. He's got some yards. He carries a tackler. Now there's about 5 Warriors who are going to bring him down inside the 25. Another first down run for Davis. He's probably well over 200 now.
Yeah, they're going to try and hurry up, you know. Yeah, we've talked about it. They haven't gotten to the end zone very often this year, so they're gonna do everything they can to try and finish this one off with a touchdown.
Landon Davis picks up about 13 yards on that carry.
I think he's heading off. He maybe nicked himself. He's holding his leg, but congratulations to that young man. He was a competitor, and he played great football tonight.
For sure, definitely. And there's this time the backup QB, it looks like, is in for Boone. Hands it off. Ball carrier gets a little loose. Oh, we got a little extracurricular after the whistle. I didn't see a flag come out, which is quite surprising. There comes one. Definitely saw some extracurriculars after that tackle.
There's 3 different flags now. I just didn't see the ones out there. Gosh darn it.
Hate to see that. We're down to 42 seconds to go. 53-20 Norwalk. And the referees are going to have to sort out who did what to whom. It's a senior, Nick Whitfield, that was in as the backup QB now for Boone.
And I'll be honest, who knows? I need to start bringing some binoculars, I think, to get a look, because sometimes it's really hard to see our numbers down there. So I could not tell who was. It was the kind of scuffle took place way downfield. Now, at the same time, these referees, let's get going here, guys. Like,
and then there was another flag. The one I saw really fly was away from that action. So it all for naught.
Right, all for nothing.
The old offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. So the run there took the ball down inside the 20 to about the 17. They restart the clock. 37 seconds to go in this one. 53-20 Norwalk. And another fumbled snap.
Yeah, but he got it in the backfield.
This time it's picked.
Bring him down. That away. That should do it. Let's call this a night, boys.
Lucas Boucher picked it up in the backfield after the fumble there and taken down by a host of Warriors, setting up 3rd down and 3. And it looks like
Coach Klein's gonna wave the white flag and say, "Let's finish this one." And I think he should be coming out of here pretty proud of his Toreador group. And
I would think so.
A good fight. And for the Warriors, our offense was really terrific tonight. And their running game proved to be a little bit more challenging, but our defense bowed up when they needed to and came out with a really nice win for the Warriors.
Yeah, I did get a couple of nice stops. I think both teams end up with 1 turnover on the night. Norwalk's came on a punt, so not on the offense there, but an outstanding first half of offense for Norwalk. They put up 46 points. Didn't have the ball that much in the second half, but able to punch one in late there with Dominic Tigner getting the final score to make it 53-20. The team's shaking hands out there. So all in all, a good homecoming for the Warriors. They still got the dance coming up tomorrow night, but King, Maddox, Borcherding, Johnson, a good night in there again on defense. And he wasn't the king, but King Landon Hookstein.
Yeah, right.
He's one of the kings of Class 4A quarterbacks right now. A huge first half for him as he continues to have a fantastic season. And we'll take a break here. We're going to come back. We'll kind of recap some of the scoring. Coach Larson will have some stats for you. And eventually, Coach Paul Patterson will come up here to the booth and tell us all about it. So thanks for listening. Stay tuned. We'll be back after a break here on KNIAKRLS.com.
Hey, Norwalk fans, with our home shopping extravaganza coming up, you can save big money on items from many local businesses like Villaggio Italian Restaurant, Bellflower Floral and Gifts, El Maya Mexican Restaurant, Club Thread Boutique, and Wynn's Pizza and Steakhouse. You'll be able to save 30, 40, or even 50% off retail prices from those businesses and many more. You can check out the full list at KNIAKRLS.com and get ready to save September 27th through the 29th with the home shopping extravaganza on KNIA and KRLS.
Fall is here, and you know what that means? The leaves are falling, the temperatures are falling, even the prices at Great Young Chevrolet in Norwalk are falling. Looking for a good SUV or crossover? Great Young Chevrolet in Norwalk has them starting as low as $12,488. Or what about a great used pickup starting as low as $12,975? Great Young Chevrolet also has an extensive line of new vehicles with thousands to choose from, so check them out at GYChevyNorwalk.com or stop by the dealership at 2501 Sunset Drive in Norwalk and allow Great Young Chevrolet to go the extra mile for you this fall.
El Maya Mexican Restaurant in Norwalk is the perfect place for those family get-togethers, business lunches, dinners, cocktail receptions, private events, or a quick stop after the game. All of their dishes are crafted to have an extraordinary taste unlike any other, and their caring and committed staff will ensure you have a fantastic experience. So make a date and stop in to El Maya Mexican Restaurant, located 2351 Sunset Drive in Norwalk, or check them out online at elmayanorwalk.com. El Maya Mexican Restaurant, Norwalk.
At Holland Farms Senior Living in Norwalk, their goal is for every resident to make Holland Farms their home for years to come by offering services in 3 distinct residential options: carefree living, assisted living, and memory care. Holland Farms can gladly serve the needs of all who reside in their community. Holland Farms Senior Living opened its doors in May of 2021 and is conveniently located at 2800 Sunset Drive, right next to Elizabeth Holland Park. If you are interested in learning more about Norwalk's newest senior living community and would like to schedule a tour, simply visit HollandFarmsLiving.com.
What are we having? Chicken or chicken?
The Chicken is a classic roadhouse joint in the Des Moines metro area, just south of the Highway 5 bypass in what was once Orilla, Iowa. Located right off the Great Western Bike Trail, it's the perfect stop mid-ride. Their menu has something for everyone, serving southern chicken specialties like roasted chicken, the hot chicken sundae, and Nashville hot chicken, as well as more classic favorites including several burgers, pizza, salads, and sandwiches. Check out their menu at thechickenorilla.com, unless you're chicken.
The cold weather is coming, and before you know it, you'll be wondering where to take your vehicle when it's not starting, running properly, or just being annoying. When it comes to servicing your vehicle, think Southtown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Indianola. Stop in before the cold arrives and make sure your vehicle's prepared for the winter ahead. They have a team of qualified service technicians who are standing by, ready to help.
Pick it up. Don't shut it down.
Our award-winning news staff will bring you information from your elected officials and decision makers, as well as heartfelt feature stories, weather coverage, and more. If you miss it on air, find it all on KNIA-KRLS.com. The one to count on for today's local news is KNIA Knoxville, Indianola.
Stay in the know with everything going on throughout Indianola and Warren County with Let's Talk Indianola. You can hear in-depth discussions with lawmakers, city officials, and leaders of our community during all three KNIA hour-long news magazines. You can also find Let's Talk Indianola 24 hours a day on KNIA-KRLS.com and download them on Apple Podcasts and Google Play. The one to count on for today's news and local information is KNIA Knoxville, Indianola.
The award-winning Jeremy Dingaman Concrete Football Friday Night Radio Preview Show gets you set for all the local action every Friday night. Join myself, Spencer Dirks, and Nathan Sage for a full breakdown of the matchups for all of our local schools from 4:30 to 6:30. We'll have previews from all of our broadcasts, go around the district, present our player profile and Football Friday Night feature, pick the winners, and a lot more. Join us every Friday from 4:30 to 6:30 on the one to count on for today's local sports, KNIA Knoxville, Indianola.
Find out what your school's coach thinks of this week's high school sports action during the Hy-Vee Radio Coaches Corner. Every Saturday morning starting at 9, hear from our local football, volleyball, and cross-country coaches on how their team did and what they have coming up. We'll take a look around the world of Indianola, Knoxville, Norwalk, Pleasantville, and Melcher Dallas sports each Saturday at 9 a.m. during the Hy-Vee Radio Coaches Corner on the one to count on for today's local sports coverage, KNIA, Knoxville, Indianola. The cold weather is coming, and before you know it, you'll be wondering where to take your vehicle when it's not starting, running properly, or just being annoying. When it comes to servicing your vehicle, think Southtown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram in Indianola. Stop in before the cold arrives and make sure your vehicle's prepared for the winter ahead. They have a team of qualified service technicians who are standing by, ready to help with any of your service-related needs. So before it's too cold, stop into Southtown Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram of Indianola to get your vehicle serviced now.
El Maya Mexican Restaurant in Norwalk is the perfect place for those family get-togethers, business lunches, dinners, cocktail receptions, private events, or a quick stop after the game. All of their dishes are crafted to have an extraordinary taste unlike any other, and their caring and committed staff will ensure you have a fantastic experience. So make a date and stop in to El Maya Mexican Restaurant, located 2351 Sunset Drive in Norwalk, or check them out online at elmayanorwalk.com. El Maya Mexican Restaurant, Norwalk.
And welcome back to Norwalk for post-game coverage here on KNIA-KRLS.com, KNIA3 The Stream. Mike Effner along with Chris Larson. And thanks for listening tonight as Norwalk cruises on homecoming night. It wasn't as easy as we thought it might be, but it ends up